All right. Hey, guys. Okay, so we're going to start the last game. Thanks for watching. There are a couple differences this game. There's 18 total people playing. There's going to be 4 Mafia. They have 2 kill power until 2 are alive. The cop gets 2 checks during the first night, so they'll have a little bit more information. And the medic can also save himself.
But can't save.
But still has to alternate. So we're going to start.
Where should I sit? I feel like me sitting here is terrible.
I get Vigilante.
Once it starts.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't want to like for the modding portion. Like, just go very good. If they point at me, are they pointing at Blitz?
Oh.
Right? I don't want to be.
You get Vigilante.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah. Shoot yourself.
I just don't want to be this.
Get out of the game.
What did you do?
You're tired.
I'm sitting over here. Just temporarily.
Put your card underneath your chair.
Cards all the way back. Dakota. Heaven.
Okay, can we get one more rundown about the updated rules so everyone knows?
Yeah, so to be clear, 4 Mafia, 2 kill power until 2 are alive. Cop gets 2 checks the first night. The medic can save himself, but still has to alternate. Everyone clear?
Yes.
All right, we're going to turn the music on.
Relax. Don't worry about the
Go to sleep, town. All right, the night has begun. Mafia, please raise your heads. This is going to take a second. Mafia, please select your first kill. Mafia, please select your second kill. Mafia, go to sleep. Medic, please raise your head. Medic, who would you like to save? Medic, go to sleep. Vigilante, please raise your head and indicate if you would like to shoot. Thank you, Vigilante. Please go to sleep. Cop, please raise your head. Who would you like to check first? Cop, please go to sleep. Town, you may awaken.
Cop gets 2 checks.
He got both checks. Sorry if that wasn't clear. In the night, Charlie and Chobra have died.
Oh no! Shelby.
So the cop's a he.
Ken, Mike, under you.
Decent odds on that
Oh,
one.
well, yeah.
Just figured I'd do more.
That's actually really good.
Move in.
What did he say?
You said the cop's a he because
Yeah.
My apologies. That was not
you got
intentional.
both.
Oh, there's the confirmation.
It's still. I mean, it's bringing up something. I feel like if you shouldn't be bringing up if you're town though.
I should not bring up.
If maybe Mafia didn't actually notice that he said he about the call, so you've just given Mafia information that could potentially help them.
Yeah, but if he was Mafia, I don't think he would make the mistake of saying.
No,
He's not saying it's a Mafia play. He's just saying it's a bad talent.
Yeah.
But it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal.
That's something I want to be. Yeah, I want to put it out there because it's a big room. I'm probably not gonna have the mic very often.
So we could, like, if they can't cop claim now, like Shiver and Flash can't cop claim.
Yeah, I was gonna say the infamous squash cough claim. Yeah.
I think we learned a little bit from
What's
the
going
kills.
on there?
I want to know why Slacks and Blitz are giggling like a.
Give us the
Blitz
couple
at the beginning of
schools.
the game did his stupid thing where he leaned over to Chobra and said, "You're fucking dead," and then he put his head down, and then Chobra died, and then we put up, and then Chobra goes, he goes, "Looks like I was right." To me, that's like the scariest shit ever. All right, Let me talk about myself very quickly. I'm very excited to be here for the last game. Woohoo! And it is the last game of Mafia, so for the first time, I don't have to go meta at all. I could play as normal slacks, because I don't care if you guys get my tells. We're good. I'm town, thank God. And yeah, so no more acting from me. I'm very excited to be part of it. So there you go. Oh yeah, and killing me on the first night would definitely be a bad Mafia move, but because I am still alive, and I'm going to be contributing to the town very much so, the Mafia fucked up. They should have got me, because I'm going to try to help as much as possible with town.
Why thank God? Why are you so happy to be town?
Because the Lord. No. I don't know, because if I was Mafia, I would be doing the same thing, and that would be a really super cool move, but it would put a lot more stress on me to act like myself and be Mafia. It's a lot easier to act like yourself and be town. So there we go. Anyway, move on. Okay. You got nothing
I
to
don't
say,
think we
Pim?
can read anything specific from the kills.
I want to know if Shiver's Mafia.
I'm not Mafia. I'm never gonna be
1 out of 30. You gotta get it.
It's not. It's
Oh,
not one
are
out
you
of.
using like this logic that she's never been
one
Mafia?
out of
Have you ever been Mafia at this
I've
event?
never been Mafia at this event. Never been Mafia in my
What?
entire life.
Have you ever been a role?
I've never been Mafia in my
Not
entire
how
life. I
Mafia
have
is
been a
bad.
cop and I've been medic twice.
Wait, what about this event?
Never. Not in Bucharest. Not at TI.
That's actually crazy
You
odds.
said you were never the cop?
Hit Munkle?
I was the cop.
Stats here?
Yeah, okay.
I was the
I believe
cop.
they call
What are the
that
chances that she's
they call
never
that the
Mafia?
gambler's fallacy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter. It has no bearing on it. You can play red on roulette all night long, and you might never win. That has no bearing whatsoever.
Because you have the same chances every time. So
Now, because she's never been Mafia, we can look at her and see if she's act differently than she ever has before, but that also is extremely hard to do as well.
And on top of that, every game so far I've been accused of one way or another. Oh, she acts slightly different from before. So
I think, yeah.
I have a question. I know Ben was Mafia last game you guys played, but I didn't watch it. How did he act differently?
Well, I just wanted
Was
to
it
say,
the same?
I feel like Ben got a pass for a lot of that last game, especially on the first day. He said almost nothing. I think this whole game, we just need to make Merlini talk more than he usually does, because he was completely ignored.
As his Mafia brother, I'll tell you what happened is that he had almost no pressure, and the only time he offered out information was when he was prompted to, and he gave up one of us by saying that Greg was suspicious, but he wasn't at the top of his list. And then for the most part, he just stayed silent while Schrober grilled me. That's pretty much how it went.
You sound really upset about that.
I mean, it was...
Someone called him out in like day one, and he smiled, and I called him on that, and then promptly, completely forgot about it. And
Well, he's smiling and laughing
I
right
failed
now.
as I said, I failed real hard. But see, that's the thing. It wasn't like that. It was like a.
He started with that, by the way. In case anybody was watching, he's like,
Let's let him defend himself.
he's also sitting way more forward than what he normally does.
I can't see any of you guys. I have to be.
It actually is.
yeah, it's tough.
I want to put pressure on Will because I think he buckles very easily when he's Mafia. As last game and the other game, he dies very early on. So I would like to see someone take Chobra's position and just grill the crap out of him.
Okay.
Because Chobra's dead.
I played 4 times, and the last 4 times I was day 1 lynch twice, and I was town. And then the other 2 times I was Mafia, so it's like...
So we got a 50% chance.
Like, yeah, good. I'm pretty happy with that.
Sorry.
I'm just going to start. I feel really good about Ben because I'm actually still alive for once this game. I've been night 0 twice in a row when Ben was Mafia.
Doesn't that mean I would kill you again?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel really good you're town.
Okay.
So right off the bat, I'm like, okay, look around. Like, Ben, probably town. I'm alive. Like, that's a good start. There's 4 Mafia, so... I mean, I don't know how the kills would go down as far as how... It didn't seem like they actually decided on the kills that quickly, going from the first to the second kill, so...
More importantly, I think Medic is still alive because I think if either of those 2 were Medic, they would have saved themselves.
Yeah.
That's somewhat useful information.
Yeah, that's...
Can I hear from Andrew why you're pretty active?
Why I'm active?
Yeah, because all the last games, you're just chilling.
That's not true at all. Didn't you watch the 6-man games earlier today? Then we were very
I don't think we
active.
can compare 6-man
Yeah,
games
but
to this.
No, but-
6-man is entirely different. It's
Too active,
completely
perhaps,
different.
in the game earlier, and then the game before this, I was Vigi, so I was playing a little bit like I'm Vigi, and I don't really know what to do, so I played 2 reserve. That was why I was so reserved in the last game. Aside from that, I think today I've been more vocal than days 1 and 2 combined.
Okay, sure. No, I was just putting some pressure.
You told me several times in confidence that you hate day 1 and you don't think anyone should talk on day 1. What changed today?
I hate day 1, but I don't think people should not talk on day 1. What the hell is that?
Just a little more pressure. You're good.
All right.
Could we hear from all the people that usually make it like 3 rounds without talking? Because I really want to get some reads on those
That's you,
people.
Owen. Here we go.
I need to know Owen's initial scum circle so he can be town clear.
Is this really worth me going through? I mean, I have got logic here, but the logic's been awful every time. Are you sure you really want to hear? You really? I mean, I've done it every time. It's a little bit harder for me because there's 4 Mafia this time. You know, normally I'm not great at spawning out 3. The scum square. Okay.
Let's go.
Alright, so in my scum square at the moment, judging from the way this has begun, it's a lot harder for me this game. I'm actually looking around and I'm having an easier time telling who is most definitely town. I don't know if that's something I can tell you guys instead. I can give you a town reading. I think Purge, I've been watching him. He's always a good one to watch, but I think Purge, he's been, you know, the way he's kind of doing his actions with his face, it's very towny in my opinion. He's got his legs nice and crossed. He's been constantly fidgeting his right toe, only slightly, you know, not too much. I really like the frequency he's doing it as well.
He did that when he was Mafia.
No, that's his right toe. He's got his legs crossed. That's his right.
We can't hear you.
It's his right toe. Shiva doesn't know right from left, so I'm a little bit suspicious of her. I mean, it's quite clearly your fucking right toe, Kevin. So, Shiva, I am a little bit... You did talk a little bit more than she normally does at the start as well. And, I mean, other than that, Townie reads... I would be super surprised if Blitz really did kind of make that kill after the little joke. I think that for me... It's like, come on. He would not do that. That's like, that's even too next level for Blitz. I know Blitz is going to do some next level shit.
Did you say it before or after getting the cards?
I don't think he would do that. I really
he said,
don't think
he said it
do
before he got the cards, so he entirely could.
I feel like the...
No matter what card he gets,
But no. To clarify, I said it after I got the card. Just so...
Oh, okay.
Doesn't that make it more scummy?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just going to be honest here. I could have let that ride, but I said it after.
A little town cred for honesty, I guess.
I'd give him town credit for that. I think, really, he's not going to make that.
I just did it to Shane because I thought it was funny and everyone was laughing.
His laugh after Chobra died was a little bit genuine. I felt like he wouldn't have, like, laughed that hard if it was.
I mean, we were all laughing, like me, Chobra, and...
Alright. I'm scared of Coddle Guy because I haven't seen him play in a long time, and he's very quiet typically from what I remember him when he played, so I'd really like to hear from you.
Hi, it's my first game today, so
This fucking guy.
no one's seen any of me at all. So I'm gonna be in the quiet corner, I guess. I guess it sounds like you guys just kind of all cleared Blitz, but I mean it's a bit suspicious. They're both giggly going in and then coming out. Maybe I'll be a tinfoil hat kind of a guy, but it's like, what if they conveniently happen to both be Mafia? Spurs a new giggle sash right when it ends, and. I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to open up more possibilities. And this also echoes, Ben had suspicion that way, so I'm just trying to be like, I also kind of throw shadiness that way.
I mean, the biggest thing for me with this sort of interaction is, like, I don't think either thing is alignment indicative, right? Like, Slacks could have been Mafia. He hears that from Blitz. He's laughing because, like, he knows he's going to do it anyway. And then he does it. Or it's like Blitz could be Mafia. Oh, they both could be Mafia. But I do think you're actually right on that, Fwash, where, like, they specifically, like, that natural interaction would be very difficult if they were both Mafia, I think.
I mean, you're sipping that can a lot. Like,
I would say I don't trust Slacks at all.
Cool as a cucumber over here, sipping.
I think he made a very solid effort to clear himself early on and try and be normal Jake, as close as we've seen it so far. I think that was a really cute story. I hope that helped diffuse suspicion right off the bat, and that makes me suspicious.
Would you also, if you were sitting next to Blitz and you heard him say that to Chobra, maybe kill Chobra to have some shade up on Blitz for that?
I think we're thinking too deep into this.
We're wasting a lot of time. It was a simple joke. I had made it as Shane before. I was just having a laugh. The people that I feel are a little bit too defensive in their posture and maybe a little bit off are these 4 over here. Feel a little bit weird to me. It's like this is always it.
Legs crossed.
Shane,
I do that
Shane
every
has
game.
got a different pose. Normally Shane goes for the crotch split. He's going for the crotch thrust this game.
Second time you accuse me in a row.
Yeah?
You're accusing me in a row. This time for bad posture.
You're going for the thrust this time.
It's just a feel. I feel like Coddle Guy and Kevin are a little bit suspicious. Kevin seems a little bit more anxious than usual. I feel like when Kevin plays Mafia, he's just no offense, but his nerves like do him in. That's why we're almost always able to tell.
Hold on, can I comment? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Okay, really quick. So I have to disagree with you on only Shane, because I looked around and he was very intently looking at people, and he tends to do that when he's town. The first round. Shane told me before that he likes round 1 to intently stare at people, and I saw him doing that, so that's my 2 cents on Shane. I don't know about the rest of them, and these two, Purchase fooled me so many fucking times, I'm not even going to touch that.
I'll defend Dakota.
I totally agree on Shane. I've seen him a lot of times. I think he's one of the people who reveals himself as town a lot more in day 1 than a lot of players. Just with the kind of less artificial statements, he'll say something which really kind of makes him appear more town. To me, the main scum reads right now, I don't feel good about Conrad, Owen, as well as Pimp. I think Pimp is being a lot more quiet than usual. I'm not gonna compare it. I know he's gonna get pissed off at this, which I'm totally okay with. I want to hear him get pissed off, but
I want to help out with the Pimp thing. Slacks actually handed the microphone to Pimp, and Pimp had nothing to say, and I don't think that's really happened ever.
Can I?
It's very, very rare. Anyway,
Okay,
I didn't agree with that call either. I actually think Andrew is legitimate.
Hey, can we let Cheever
Just based
talk,
on his
please?
mannerism,
I will
and
be
I saw
louder
him be
next
more
time.
active the last time he played as well.
Then I want
So
to
I back him up
Okay.
on that. Maybe you're just getting a rise out of him, but
I mean, I said it. Like, I was just questioning him, but I wasn't actually doing something.
Okay, so you don't have a microphone, so I wanted to throw some shade on Conrad as well. I feel like he's a little bit different, and I feel like Ken's trying to play the "I'm really tired" card, so he's like sitting there with his eyes.
The biggest problem I'm having with this. The biggest problem I have right now with this current game is that everybody's like all these body reads, like these small nuances, and we've all if there's proof that these past 3 days have shown, we are always wrong on these body reads.
I would like to remind you that all my body reads have been absolutely wrong. So correct.
There you go. I mean, and I think like if anything, I just want to hear more from people, specifically Coddle Guy, Purge, Pimp, and you, Ken. Like, I just don't think these people have talked, and if we hear more people talking, I think we're gonna get a lot more information.
I mean,
legitimate information. Sorry.
No, please go.
That's available is what Charlie and Chobra were killed, and they're big threats. I find them scary. I'm sure a lot of people find them a bit scary. I guess the medic, I assume if they're a capable player, might have missed, or went with like Ken or someone else, or themselves. That's right.
That's pretty good.
But based on that, it's like that. Those seem like obvious first nights. So we're going to be given scraps as far as information, and people are just going to start to reach. And naturally they're probably going to reach my way because I'm just going to be naturally more introverted. And for the way a lot of people here play Mafia, they like to get super loud and excited, and it kind of puts that almost like Animal Kingdom-esque, like I'm big and loud, and I'm just like, I'm not even going to put the energy into.
Yeah, I really am interested in Ken's reads because he's projecting pretty towny to me. Like I feel like when I've played with him in big games before in the past, and he tends to be more reserved on day 1 because there's so much like information to parse that he kind of just like groups it up and deals with it, and he also is tired. So I'm interested in seeing what he has.
The people I most want to talk about personally are OD Pixel, I think, because he's been extremely vocal day 1, where normally he's just staring into the wild kind of a thing.
Have you played any games with me today?
The 6
Because maybe I've been more vocal today because I've always been
some
making these kind of predictions in day 1. I think other people confirm that they play
your
with me.
6-player games were more active, but
I think it was asked for Ken to make some observations, and I'd be very interested to hear that too. And after that, I would like to hear Shane because he normally has some observations that he noticed as well.
He's got one. Nice.
I think that those 2 kills tell us a lot because they're extremely risky kills. I think Chobra and Charlie are like very, very, very strong town players, and it's very risky going for them both because who got saved then? It's either I don't know. Like, would you really save yourself in a situation?
We also just changed
If
the
you're-
rules,
okay,
so I
if-
feel like it's pretty likely if one of the lesser
If you're a
experienced
strong
players got
player, you
medic,
truly
I
save
don't know what to
yourself.
do, so I'm just going to save myself. That seems very reasonable.
If someone really want to play Mafia that bad, that really comes
Okay.
to that. Like,
Okay, the weird thing for me was when you got handed the microphone, Conrad, you didn't try. You just what did you say, Owen? You said like you asked Conrad something, didn't you? Or who asked? Who was the one that asked you something? Shiver. Yeah.
Shiver mentioned me, yes.
Yeah,
But
and
she's
then
suspicious.
but you had the microphone, and then you just answered the question and didn't say anything else. And usually when you're town and we're in a game, you usually like lead off laughter or talk about more.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the
you
three,
only had
the
a
three
one-line
people.
sentence.
No. I asked about 3 people.
Oh, no.
I asked 4 people to speak that I really felt like haven't spoken in this game. The one thing that I made sure I mentioned is that we're reading way too much into body reads this game. Like, people aren't talking about the actual things that are happening in it. And that's like, you know, a little reason why I felt like the game that I was in the other, like earlier, was really tough, you know? And I think if I get more information, and just to speak on your your medic note there, Ken, it's actually only like, what, a 1 in 9 chance that you're actually going to save somebody? It is kind of rare.
Yeah, but Chobra Charlie is like a very likely save.
I mean, yourself, me,
I
tons of people.
Me.
I disagree.
The chance,
I
the
would not
chance,
save you. Let me just.
the chance of saving a Mafia there is also pretty good. So maybe you want to save yourself just so you know that you can at least save someone who you've got a good read on the next day.
Conrad, when he's playing town, I get very tilted by him if I'm town also. And when he plays Mafia, I notice that I'm actually less annoyed by him. And right now, he's not annoying me, which is making me very suspicious. He's like, I can be annoyed.
Like, I mean, that's the thing, is that people have been, people both in like chat, and I've read like a lot of the comments, people have been like really pissed off at apparently the way I play. And I've spoken to some of you guys about it. You know, like what I keep out of game is just, it's in game, it's in game, it's out of game, it's out of game. Like, I don't
feel like, I don't hate you or anything. I'm not saying like, I'm gonna like punch you or something after the game.
I just feel like you're like using the knowledge of like being annoyed is like, oh, you know, I'm less annoyed, so therefore he must be Mafia. Like,
that's perfectly legitimate to me. You know, like stylistically, you might change. Like, you might want to draw less attention to yourself, so you're less.
I do think you're being a lot more suspicious this time around. I feel like.
Right, well, I mean, I'll go with some of my reads. Somebody I'm actually kind of suspicious of is Mott. I feel like you really haven't spoken up this game, and if you want to go with these weird body reads, there's a little bit of a smirk there at some point. I really feel like I want to hear more information from you before I'm able to make a full read. And on top of that, I mean, he was earlier. And then on top of that, I mean, he's kind of, I feel like he's maybe even overacting this like pissed offness a little bit.
No, I'm actually, I literally have just wanted to talk the entire time, and I haven't. The microphone has been taken out of my hands like 5 or 6 times. So I understand why you want to look at me because I haven't talked that much.
Yeah.
That's not unusual for me for day one, I don't think, at all. I don't think me not talking is that unusual. And I don't think we should look at people who aren't talking as potential suspects because we have more people in this game than we've had in any other Mafia game prior. So that's something we should definitely keep in mind.
Yeah, I feel like Conrad, as a reasonable town person, wouldn't necessarily bring up that was your starting point to accuse Mott. And I think I mentioned my scum circle. You're still definitely on those 3 people. So,
like, I mean, the biggest...
Well,
the biggest thing is I want those people to speak so I can understand your town.
I feel like it's an easy play for someone to jump on me immediately, and I think that's what you're doing.
I think it's an easy play because it seems to be the most reasonable right now. Like everybody's other people are agreeing with me, and like I can't understand how this is like an easy play. No, it's the play that makes the most sense right now.
Like we should be prompting people that don't talk very much because we need to get them reading. But just because they don't always get mic time doesn't mean that they're Mafia, because there is only 3 mics. We're in a full room. Normally we have 2 less seats here.
And he was somebody I specifically pinged out in this situation, and he didn't speak. Everybody else that I pinged out spoke.
Just on a tangent, like maybe another discussion line we can take. When I made my first 3 people who I thought were kind of scummy, I said Conrad, Owen, and then Pimp. The next 3 people who talked, each one of them bandwagon a different one. I found that really suspicious. First, Shiva agreed with Conrad, then Shane agreed with Pimp, and then Purge agreed with Owen.
You agreed that I was suspicious.
Yeah. So I just found, to me, that was like, I just looked around like, I just had 3 people in succession, each bandwagon a different pick of mine, and I'm like, I feel like one of those 3 people bandwagging is suddenly like a lot scummier. So Shiva bandwagon onto Conrad. I'm not saying you're bandwagging.
I know what you mean.
That's just how it appears to me. Maybe you came to the conclusion originally. Then Shane bandwagoned onto Pimp and Purge bandwagoned onto Owen. That to me, like one of the... that was all in the next like 30 seconds to a minute right after I made my 3
But that's
picks.
because you put pressure on them and I saw their reactions and just how they reacted, how they spoke after it. So therefore, they're more suspicious to me just because of that.
Okay, fine. I just want to hear more from you 3 because that was like to me the most suspicious thing that's happened so far.
Personally, I thought he was suspicious anyway, but that was the first time I was getting the microphone. So I want to actually hear what Flex has to say because the time that he played Town, where he actually tried to play a serious Town, he was actually a really good one, apart from the games today. But I mean yesterday. So I just want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, well, basically, I mean, this is a very hard game from what we've seen. A lot of people are doing a lot of the same things that they have been doing. So my scum, I'm just scummy on Coddle Guy because I know he's a quiet player and I also don't know any tells. I kind of feel the same way about Conrad, but at the same time I feel like he's trying to dial it back a little bit so that he's not lynched by us. Merlini, I'm very suspicious of, as well as Blitz, just because, again, quiet, and Blitz is really weird when he's quiet because typically that's a Mafia play. I also feel bad, though, because he's been round 1. He usually gets taken out, and it's like the easy guy to take out. So Pimp is off my radar now because he is getting more and more furious that he's not able to talk. So it's either he's Mafia and he wants to clear himself before we realize that, or he's just generally pissed off, which I like. These two I'm cool with. Nervous, no idea, do not want to touch, do not ask me about this man, and then that would be it. I really want to hear from you and Merlini. Yeah,
I don't really like Slacks right now. Whatever. It seems like he's a little bit less invested than normal, which I think he cares more about dying this game. I don't know. That's the vibe I get from Slacks.
No, that's actually a good read. Well, I feel like I'm playing a good town, and I'm playing more of a good town than I usually do. So I feel like I'm a big target for Mafia. So I'm not that big. I'm not actually super crazy right now because I feel like I'm going to die, but I'm trying to get out as much information as I can. So usually my play style is to make town not trust me, so that it's 5 minutes. That's a very good play for me because it keeps me alive to the next game, and then I can play seriously. And I feel like by coming out and being sincere and stuff, I've painted a target on myself for Mafia because they know I'm going to be helpful. So usually I like town to not like me.
I remember when you were Vigi, you played in a pretty similar manner, I would say. Like normally, like day 1, you're like, oh, hey everybody, I'm town, which you did this game, which I don't know. You were like, oh, thank God I'm town. I didn't like that part at all coming out from you, especially because it's the last game.
Right now, I mean, I pointed out the 3 people who bandwagon. Shiva responded to it. Shane responded to it. Purge was holding a mic just now. Did not respond to it. I found that really.
The topic changed like 3 times.
Okay. I just found you were holding a mic. I'm just like.
We were going through it, and then Shiva's like, I want to hear from Slack. We had a topic direction, and she jumped away.
Okay, yep, move on. Here we go. I want YouTube for sure.
Okay, so just me in general? Or like to respond to God?
Anything.
Okay. So a couple things I kind of noted. This whole dynamic between Slacks and Merlini was pretty strange to me. It's good that we talk. It's not so that both of these actually talk because Slacks is playing completely different, but he said that kind of, so it's fine. But Ben is playing completely different as well. Ben and Andrew, for me, are still like super suspicious. I don't know what the hell's happening in this corner anyway. Owen is actually talking a bit more, which I kind of like. It's good for a town. And still, I think Shane is... I just can't put him in anywhere. I think he's kind of scummy to me. That's everything. Andrew. Still Andrew. Definitely. I'm still a little suspicious about OD Pixel because I called him out and he hasn't said anything since that moment. Neither to defend himself.
Oh, God, okay. No, I did, though. You said that, and then I clearly stated that I asked you if you'd played with me today, and then I said that I've actually been like that all the time.
That was the smallest response, though. That's more like I didn't.
That was a direct response to your kind of quote. You said that I was being more talkative this game, and I said I've been more talkative all day.
But it's
I got prompted.
It's basically like people checked the previous games and said that I was wrong in that way. But even still, that's the only response you had. You haven't contributed. You sit back now. You're playing passive. So I basically put heat on you, and you retracted afterwards, and I'm worried about that.
I normally agree with your kind of reads as a town member, but I think you're just kind of wrong in that accusation on me. I don't see why you're bringing it back up when I already addressed everything that you kind of put against me in the first place. I do actually find that a little bit weird from you.
Just something quick.
Yeah, please.
Before we jump into it, I'm pretty sure Blitz and Merlini are like 100% down. The way he reacted to the joke at the start of the game, he was really calm, natural. Merlini, the same thing. He was just completely relaxed. And both of them play completely different.
And really quick too.
Like Pimp said, Ben's different, but Ben was Mafia last game.
Okay, really quick too is, I mean, as a town member, I love you, OD, but I would not be against even if your town getting you out of the game. First kill. I mean, I love you. You're a great guy, but you tend to throw wrenches in a lot later. And I know Mafia's not going to kill you. What?
You are literally talking about yourself.
No, I know Mafia's not going to kill you. I mean, if I want, I mean... Jeez, I'm town, but I think we should form more Owen because if he's Mafia, it's a good kill, and if he's not, it's still a pretty good kill.
No, we don't go for the town kill in this case because there's 4 Mafia. If we kill 1, they get a guaranteed double, and then in the round over,
they get a guaranteed double regardless.
Unless the Vigi is correct.
And then the round after, if you don't again get another Mafia, then your kill power goes down. So you have to go, in my opinion, for Mafias. It's super important here.
Well, then I would go,
you don't kill bad towns.
I would go for bang, bang,
Okay, so
Oh, sorry.
Say names.
Sorry, Conrad, OD, and Coddle Guy.
Can you tell
defend
me
Conrad.
why? Like, I haven't done anything. I've sat down, I'm playing a game, I offered what I guess is terrible a suggestion of the medic being male at the start, but
It doesn't matter. That's my opinion. You don't have to take it. Keep the discussion moving.
I wanted to defend Conrad a little bit. I think the way he interrogated Walt was perfectly normal. Walt used the word he jumped on me, and I don't think that's the case. He's playing different, but I think that's expected.
Okay, so we got 1 minute left. We want to have a formal before. I want a formal Conrad. We still have a guarantee formal after. Just want a formal Conrad.
Seconded.
Okay.
Does Iori defending him make you think he's more or less good?
Okay, so would you like to accuse me of why you think I'm Mafia?
In disclosure, I wanted to say that earlier, but it got derailed, so sorry.
Okay. I wanna know. I want to know why you feel like you're different this game than other games. If you feel that way or not. If you have tried to
I
play
personally
differently.
don't. I've decided to take, like I said, a little bit of a tone back because just some of the comments that I read, people found me very rude, and even one person even stated that it was better without having me in the last game. Felt a little sad,
Was
but now
there one person on the internet?
of course, I know what it's like to be a player now. This is what it's like to be a player.
We all have
But
that.
I don't even remember. But in all honesty, like I've
Sorry,
I mean, I feel like I'm really trying to poke and prod the right people to find the most information. In this format, it's really, really important to try and find Mafia in this
Yeah, I
situation.
agree.
And I feel like I'm trying to get the quiet people to speak because I feel like I have a good read on some of those people.
Okay,
to be
what
able
are your
to-
reads so far?
Right now, I mean, I actually kind of liked what Mod said. You know, I think he appeared to be more towny in the way he reacted and the way he kind of, you know, brought up information. But I don't, like, you know, he felt legitimately frustrated that he didn't get the mic. But at the same time, I was kind of worried because he did have the mic, but I don't know, maybe that's people just pulling it out of your hands or something.
It is. It always is. In almost every situation.
And I mean, that's a little frustrating. I think we actually kind of fell off a little bit on Will here. Like, I don't understand why Will's getting such a pass. Are you awake, dude? Yeah. Okay. You're just like, no, but I feel like we just kind of like brushed off Will. Like somebody's like, oh yeah, he's town, and then like we all just stopped talking about him. So
Okay, why do you think he's suspicious?
I just don't like the way he's playing at the beginning. He actually tries and maybe gets a little information. Maybe this is another terrible like me looking into him being Mafia again. But you know, like we'll see. We'll see. I honestly think Will is kind of one of my better lynches for the day. K-pop? I actually feel K-pop's kind of weird. He's interjected like once in a while, but I don't think he's actually contributed a lot to when he actually brings something to discussion.
In the last game when he was town, he was talking like loads the first round. So.
I didn't see the last game, so I actually don't know.
That's a pretty good point.
Ben? His interactions have been quite strange. I would say it's really hard, like line indicative wise, to kind of make a call on whether he's Mafia or town in this situation. I personally would rather go on other people before I go on Ben.
Okay, what's your square?
Scum Square? I mean, I think it's too early. I think my scummiest people right now are OD, K-pop, Mott, or sorry, not Mott, Shane, and maybe Will.
Why Shane?
I think Shane, like, he's kind of held back. He's said his piece, but I don't know, something about this game, maybe it's just a gut feeling on my part that you've been a little suspicious. I felt like I haven't received like a lot of information from you. You've just kind of like poked and prodded, but I don't think I've heard what you actually think about the game.
I feel that was a little arbitrary.
I also said that.
I also said that Blitz and Merlini like 3 minutes ago.
I guess I just don't feel
I
like...
did definitely give information.
Right, but I mean, there's obviously like... I don't know if that connection isn't alignment indicative.
What do you think about Fosh?
Yeah, you said you liked
Fosh is
Merlini,
super suspicious as well,
but you don't like K-pop 'cause
I'm
there's a
willing
lot
to
of
go
contrast
risk
and
on
the
other
way
people
like,
before
but
her.
I wanna say
because
that-
I think other people seem more Mafia to me.
It's just like he was giving information like he likes Ben, but you also said you didn't like K-pop because of the contrast in play, right? Didn't Ben have a pretty big contrast in play though too? Like last
I
time
mean,
he
it was a different.
posted-
I mean, that's looking
Oh,
way
so
too much on
genuine.
other games.
Oh.
I think I've really tried. I'm honestly trying to figure out the game right now, and I'm trying to like find Mafia. I don't understand why people have immediately found me scummy immediately. But like, I don't yeah. Could somebody explain why I seem more scummy than a lot of other people, other than your body reads?
I'm very excited to hear him.
For me personally, it was even when people play cop, for example, they usually lay back. But even when you're playing cop or whenever you're town, it feels like you push for more info in general. We haven't really had any strong leads, and nobody's really been pushing discussion along as much as I think it should.
Right, but
it feels incredibly fractured. But I feel like you only offer up information when we've pushed you to formal. Whereas I feel like when you're town, you're a little bit more invested.
Okay, on top of that, like I honestly believe like I'm trying to change my play a little bit. People have been most frustrated specifically about my pressuring. So like, you know, I want to tone back a little bit on that. I think I've been poking and prodding like sufficiently enough that I feel like I'm getting the reads that, you know, I feel are correct.
I want to hear what questions to say.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed was just that when we were asking you what you thought about each person, you kind of formulated your opinion on the spot. Like on K-pop, you just like pause and you were like, wait, what do I think about K-pop? So I feel like as a town, you would be more actively trying to search the Mafia. And you said I was very suspicious, but you didn't come up.
I think there are other people that I would rather go on before you. Like I'm trying to give the 4 that I think are the most scummy at this point.
That's the end of the formal. Are you rescinding? No. All right, we will be pushing.
I wasn't official, so no, let's go.
Honestly, don't vote on this. It doesn't make any sense. I'm actually trying to help, and everybody seems to not be able to see that.
I should mention you do have guaranteed after this.
How many people is it for a lynch?
Just FYI. That would be
16. So 15 of voting? 8?
All right, heads down. You'll be voting on Conrad, whether he should be lynched. Put your hands in the air if you believe Conrad should be lynched. All right, heads up. There are only 5 votes. Conrad is alive and has immunity. You have 1 minute for discussion. This is your guaranteed formal.
Kenshin, why didn't you vote? Because you were one of the first to really hop on a train.
Can you have that?
I read his like bad. I think he was just making stuff up too, like on the spot. Like my 4 are this person, and then like he misnamed Mod, and then went on Shane, and then like randomly said some stuff about Shane. I mean, I think that's a little suspicious, but he is acting genuine when he says like he's confused, and like that last little bit where he was trying to convince everyone right at the end. Maybe I'm wrong, but
let's talk things formal. I call it formal on Merlini. We want to talk about it. We have 20 seconds.
Explain why he wants to go on Merlini.
I actually want a formal slacks.
10 seconds.
We got a second already, don't we?
I would second Merlini.
Okay, fine. You can.
Formals on Merlini.
If I live tonight, fucking formal the shit out of me. All right. Hey, Merlini, I want to accuse Merlini. 1, because he's quiet, and I know we're not supposed to vote off town, but it's a detriment if you're town to be super quiet without any kind of insight, even if he's town. Number 2, he's been acting very strange. Number 3, he's been gutting for me since the beginning, and no offense, Ben, but I have called you out 3 times that you've been Mafia correctly from night 1.
He only gunned at you after you accused him. Like,
I know he did, but because I have correctly guessed you as Mafia 3 times, and I'm the only person that you've gunned out. So that to me says you want me out of the game as quick as possible. Maybe that's being super, super arrogant. That's cool, but maybe not.
I also feel like we gave him kind of a pass just by saying, oh, he's playing differently, but he was Mafia last game. That doesn't mean he's not Mafia again.
All right.
To be fair, I would have just straight up killed you.
Yes.
0.
Yeah, because you said that. He said that.
I killed you
after
night
the
0
game.
last game.
He did kill you night 0 after during that game. I remember he said
I don't
that.
think you would be saved.
I actually believe
So
I'd like to reiterate. I really think Ben would have fucking night zeroed me
he
for
would
the
have
3rd time in a row just to be a
He said
dick.
he did the same thing last
You're
game.
kind of high up, but not as high as Slacks. I would have definitely killed Slacks.
Ben is a man of efficiency in that, like, this is how he lives his life. Like, literally, when he goes to get fast food and gasoline, he figures out the best routes. Like, he told me, like, the best way to get out of Chick-fil-A to avoid traffic. Like, this guy, so every time he makes a decision, he thinks about the decision that's going to help him the most, him specifically. And that's why he always offs people like yourself and gods, because they're people that have reads on him that know him well.
I prefer him to defend himself.
Yeah, that's kind of
Well, no, I'm defending Ben because I think he's town. I think Ben's town because he's also playing differently. You said he was quiet when this is the most vocal he's been on day.
Yeah, I've been a little bit more vocal. I also think that Dakota is actually pretty town. I shot him as Vigi when I thought he was Mafia, and he was actually Mafia because he was far more nervous than normal. This time he's cracking jokes. He's a little bit more lighthearted, which is more what I know Dakota as. So I think he's actually one of the most towny to me. You two, I don't like at all. Fwash, Slacks and Will, I don't really like. I'm okay with forming Slacks.
You have to rescind first.
Is this our guarantee?
This is your guaranteed formal.
We're gonna round them after this.
And
I don't want to vote on Ben.
Wait, is it only if we vote can they rescind and we can pick somebody else guaranteed?
I don't like that he
rushed it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
seconded it.
This is
What?
Didn't
That's, you guys are like the worst.
I've been told.
Actually true.
Can
Hey,
we just like
with
let
Cho-
out?
That is actually a good.
I think Ben.
You two again.
All right, I'll rescind just based on that alone. It's being
Stop.
selected.
We want the vote to happen.
Oh, we want the vote to happen. All right, sorry, that was a mistake.
Okay. He
I
didn't
just
need to say
kidding.
that, Mod.
Okay,
I became deaf.
Yeah.
This might put more suspicion on me, but I felt like Ben's arguments made a lot of sense. I thought the way that he was being aggressive was a pretty big change of pace from the last game. No. But what I'm saying is, I think you put it to a vote, but I really feel as though he's clean.
Yeah. I feel after that testimony that he would instantly kill me. The conviction in his voice, he
I would
wants
kill
me
you.
dead.
Okay, now this vote is gonna. We don't need to defend him anymore. Like.
All right.
This vote is never gonna.
Yeah, it's not gonna pass. And
Can we vote anyway?
Sure.
Can we just go to vote?
Do it.
Motion to vote.
All right, we're going to vote.
Like that.
Heads down.
Okay.
If you would like to vote for Ben Merlini Wu to be lynched, raise your hands. Heads up.
I knew that the vote was never going to pass, but I was going to be honest. I do want Ben out of the game. He fucked me over hard in the last game. I think he's playing like
I was gonna wait.
We have 1 minute. Let's go.
Wait, I was gonna.
Okay,
No. Before, I just want to talk about Owen because he's been smiling. He's been different. He's been talking more. We talked about it earlier.
No. Can we talk about this?
Okay, we can talk about Slacks. That's all I'm saying.
Mike here.
please don't waste your formal on me. Listen, I'm not going to make it through the night. Mafia is going to kill me.
What are you talking about?
Okay, that is not an
Don't
argument.
waste a
The only
formal on me.
times you've said that is when you were Mafia.
I'm not Mafia. I'm not
And then
Mafia.
you said, oh,
Don't
why am I
waste a
not
formal.
dead?
Okay, allow me to tell you. Look at me. If I am Mafia, I will go home on a jet plane tomorrow morning, strangle my pug, and send you its body parts. I love that. I am not Mafia. Don't waste it. I love my pug, and I would never hurt
10
it.
seconds until we
I would never say that. Don't waste a formal on me.
No, you would say that as Mafia.
Like that doesn't mean anything to us. That means nothing.
Whatever.
Discussion is over. Need a formal.
Don't do it.
I formal slash.
All right.
If I die, watch out for Malini.
Wait, we have to talk about this. Everyone putting their heads down. We want to talk about this.
He literally just defended Merlini. That makes no sense. He literally just defended Merlini.
I know, but he would kill me on night 0 if he was Mafia. I don't understand why he wants to kill me now. Do you just think that I detract from town?
On 180.
Do you just think that I detract from town? Because my gut said that Merlini hates me.
So Slacks, I'll cut down. Okay. So I'm gonna go forward and speak so everybody can hear me. The biggest thing I want to speak here is I'm very curious of why you didn't go on kind of any of your reads rather than like do that little spiel about your pug.
I
It
did
felt really bad.
go on my reads. My reads was Merlini, and he threw me through a loop saying that he would have killed me first. But there's one thing that I know is that there's 2 people who have told me that they are scared of me, and that is this guy and this guy.
I'm not scared of you.
Who are these guys? Sorry, could you say them names?
Hotbid and Merlini.
Got it.
Now,
I
I
would
am
definitely
town.
kill you.
I'm town, and wasting your shit on me is detrimental. Although, if this is our last thing, I mean, I don't know. I guess you kind of have to kill me, but I mean,
let's kill Slacks.
Can you speak about some? If you're so town, like give us some of your
okay,
reads
yeah. So
that
this
like
is my last
your
opportunity to
final
talk as
words
town.
here.
Great. All right, my final words. Let's see. I like Shane. Have no idea about him. My first gut was no on him. Have no idea. Doesn't talk a lot, and should like him a lot. He's been leading discussion. He hasn't had to. Not sure about him, but thinks he wants to get me out. I actually like you more than anybody else because you remind me of that game where you were desperately trying to convince me that Chobra was not Mafia, and you were right. Fwash, God damn it, make Fwash talk. Please make Fwash talk. K-pop, you've been acting pretty normal. Zyori, you and I were right. You and I agreed. That's a very bad sign. No offense to you to sell you out, but if you and I agree on something, we're fucking stupid. So be careful for him. Owen, extremely shifty this game. I have to agree. Sheever, I think you're acting just like you did every other game. I just went for you because I had it in my gut that you wanted me out because you knew that I was town. Maybe I was wrong. You would have voted me if you were Mafia. I think you have to lynch me tonight because it would be stupid not to. Those are my reads at town. I want to spread as much information as possible. Last thing, Fwash has been smiling a lot. I don't know if that means that she's town or Mafia. I'm just saying you are usually stone cold faced, and you've been smiling a lot. That's my last words, town. You got to do what you got to do, because even rescinding this vote would be stupid, I think, for not, because since it's the last vote. So you're gonna have to kill me.
You have an RNG chance at another vote. I have already rolled.
33%, I believe, and that's not worth.
Let me just say this.
I'm dumb.
Let me just say this. As a town member, I think you should save the RNG vote. I think that I've given you as much information as I possibly can. Not voting me off would be dumb. Save your RNG vote.
If you believe Slacks, okay. Here's the here's the thing. If you believe he is town, don't vote. It is better not to miss Lynch. It's better not to miss Lynch.
Why?
Why are you
Because I'm gonna
just fucking kill him.
Yeah.
He takes up so much time.
I don't want to take up time. I'm telling you the truth, and this is my legit town analysis.
1 minute and 30 seconds remains.
Does it really make sense to kill him or let him go? I think if you let him go, then we basically guaranteed use our extra formal, which we could use in later rounds, right? We're basically using it up.
You get a guaranteed formal, and then you RNG 0 to 2 every time.
Every day. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it carried the whole game.
Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't kill me then. No, but
Only 1 minute left.
all right. Anyway, I'm 100% town. I don't think Mafia is going to kill me because they think that you're going to kill me next time. So if you kill me, you make Mafia's job easier. That's all I'm going to say.
You need to stop talking about Mafia's gonna kill you at night. There's no way Mafia's ever gonna kill you at night, but that's irrelevant. What?
All right. I'm trying not to talk. You guys keep trying to tell me to talk. I know I'm a bad fucking
If
town.
people think he's town, don't vote on him.
All right, please don't vote on me or you waste your time. Look how quick they're voting on me.
If you would like to vote on Sir Action Slacks to be lynched, please raise your hands. Keep your hands up and raise your heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Slacks is definitely dead.
Who did not vote?
If you didn't vote, no discussion, but raise your hand if you did not vote.
You didn't vote.
Did not vote.
All right, go to sleep. All right, the night has begun. Mafia, please raise your heads. Please select your first target. Please select your second target. Mafia, go to sleep. Cop, head up. Cop, go to sleep. Medic, head up. Who would you like to save? Medic, head down. Vigilante, head up. Vigilante, head down. All right, town, you may wake up. Shane, you are dead. That's it. That's it.
That means that somewhere during this round, can I get a mic? I feel like somewhere during this round doesn't have to be straight away because that person can still look at the things. That I feel like Medic should come out and say who is safe because then we got two different
No.
Cops should come out because cops got 3. So cops come out.
It can be that some of those died.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to necessarily.
Well, no, that makes it better. That makes it better because it's town.
There's a chance it's 1 kill power when we were right.
No, there's no way it
it's
can be 1
impossible.
kill power. Remember, it's 2 to 2.
no chance of 1 kill
So
power.
medic
saved. Medic
had to save.
Yeah.
Medic had
And
to save.
there's even like the chance that the cop checked the 2 people that died is actually pretty big as well.
Hold on. Who's the most likely person?
Shane makes no sense.
Who's the most likely person that the medic would save?
That's
First.
still good for town. If they double tap Shane, that's still good for town.
I think Purge or Ken.
No.
Maybe Conrad.
Maybe Conrad. Yeah, Conrad
No,
was
I
very
feel
active.
like I've not gotten
No,
too big of a town not gotten too much of a town vibe from Purge. So I would save the people that you'd actually think are 100% guaranteed town.
No, I mean honestly, I don't think I would have been saved at all because there was already scum thrown on me yesterday, and there was a vote that went through, and it wasn't like completely through, but like in that situation, it's probably going to be like they want to keep me alive to make sure that happens.
You were not saved.
I know that's what I'm saying.
No way.
I'm saying nobody should have saved me if they were mad.
You think it was you?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, obviously, but I do think cop should come out, and we should. And even though it's not guaranteed that the cop lives, I would like to narrow down the chances of getting. I think it's like a really good chance that we could get a Mafia if we lower down the number of chances. Like 3 checks. If you have like 2, if all 3 people are alive. And one of them's different. I think that person you should.
Well, that's an ideal scenario.
I think even if somebody might have, or if they're all the same and one of those people died night 0.
And you have an X with a live person, that's good too.
Yeah.
Because
then you have the
what if
proven
they're
Mafia.
all the same? What if all 3 are the same and they're alive? That would mean 4 confirmed town.
Or some sick universe where they checked all the Mafia.
Okay, I'm cop. I checked Charlie first, and then after him, I went to Ken. They were both the same. Charlie died, so he's obviously town. Then I checked Conrad last night. He's Mafia.
You check Conrad and he's Mafia?
Yes.
All right.
Brian is actually fake. There's no way this is possible.
If you notice what I did, turn one, the very first thing I said is, I'm getting a really strong town vibe from Ken. I think we should get what he has to say. I checked him day 1, knew they were together, and since Charlie died, I knew Ken was town.
Who was your first check?
My first check was Charlie,
Who's
and
your
then I
second
checked
check?
you off of Charlie, and Charlie died in the night, so I knew for a fact he was town. So I knew you were town day 1. That's why when it came to me, I wanted to know your reads and told you were town.
Guys, this is bullshit because I'm the actual cop.
No, you're not. You are not cop. You're not fucking cop. I am. This is Mafia as fuck. Kill.
Give me the mic. Give me the mic.
He is.
I'm keeping a mic.
Who'd you check first?
I checked Charlie.
One at a time! Who did you check? Guys, let me do it. You're very excited.
God spoke. Let God speak.
I checked Charlie and Ben on the first night. They were the same.
Okay.
I checked Blitz on the night last night, and he was also the same. I didn't want to come out because I had 2 confirmed town, and one's dead. I didn't feel like it was enough. No. Brian comes out a cop.
No.
There's no reason for me to fucking counterclaim him when...
Yes, there is.
Yes, I am like... Yesterday, I have the least amount of pressure on me. I don't know why the fuck he claimed cop. Obviously, he's either Mafia or fucking stupid town.
No, this is great. Either way.
This is great.
If we get 1, 2, 3, we've got 2 Mafia now. One way or another. It's either Conrad. I believe it's Conrad because, I know it's Conrad because I checked him. And he's Mafia.
Okay, well, I can't
and then I know it's Gods. And then we have shade thrown on myself. So if we get Gods and Conrad, we're down to 1 kill power. We fucking won, boys.
So you think he's Mafia.
I know
he's Mafia.
I have no idea. I have no idea on Conrad. All I know is he's Mafia. He's either Mafia saying this guy and trying to clear his Mafia body, or just clearing a town as a fake claim.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
Either you and Conrad are Mafia.
Yeah, you're both Mafia,
or
and we won. You're both Mafia.
Gods has it wrong.
I can't finish.
It's either you and Conrad and someone else that I don't know, or in both situations, isn't Conrad Mafia in both situations?
No, he didn't get checked.
No,
He didn't get checked.
I think Gods. Actually, Gods missed.
If Gods would have checked,
Gods.
I checked Blitz.
Isn't he in both situations in Conrad Mafia?
Why?
I don't understand.
Because either God's fake claimed, or let's say if he fake claimed cop to save Conrad, to his partner in crime, so then they would be Mafia, or you.
That'd be him, right?
Okay, kill these fuckers. Kill him. We won, town.
No, that doesn't make any sense. What are you talking
That doesn't make
about?
sense. It doesn't make sense.
Because
if he seriously claimed, then no.
Why the fuck would I fake claim to save Conrad?
If he's real, that makes no
that
sense
doesn't make
whatsoever.
sense.
I can't believe how you could just think that
No.
right away.
I
understand your rethinking.
I realized my mistake.
That logic. Can you stop yelling, please? That logic makes no sense.
No, I
Thank you.
realized
I
my
just want to
mistake.
make sure everybody realizes that logic made no sense.
Whose logic? God's logic?
No, Shiva's logic. Her logic. So I want.
Let's talk. They haven't got to talk.
So I want to make sure Shiva reiterates because I don't think everybody heard it.
My logic did not make any sense, by the way. Just pointing that out. Conrad could be still either Mafia or town.
That's true.
The one thing.
If Gods is a real cop, that means that we don't know what Conrad is because he didn't check that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't say. Okay, sorry.
So everybody's saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I thought he
So-
said Conrad.
Sorry. Yeah.
The one thing.
For me,
Hey, one conversation per microphone. Thank you.
So for me right now, the only thing is 100% is that K-pop, you're Mafia. You're fake. You're wrong. I'm town. So I don't know.
You believe this guy?
I mean, I have to. He's calling me Mafia. I know I'm not Mafia.
Us quiet town.
I just want to say something. When this happened to me, when Dakota came out and called me out on being Mafia when he was cop and he checked me, the first person I went to was Conrad, and he said, in this situation, what I would do if somebody called me out was call him fake. Also, I want to note out that as soon as Gods did it, Gods' face was extraordinarily red, and he was understandably upset when it happened, which is what was similar to what happened to me.
No. I need to
So
speak
that
on
means
this.
who you agree with?
Mod, now just to like go back on that, what logic, if you were the person that was called out, why would you like call them out fake? Because you know your town. Don't try and grab from me. This is the only reason why you do that in that situation.
The two cops to talk.
Conrad, I agree.
I have two things.
I don't give a fuck about this.
I agree with you. I'm just stating relevant information.
One conversation at a time.
I have two things to say. Firstly, when he claimed cop and when the mic was immediately going to Conrad, I was already reaching for the mic. Hotbib can confirm that, unless he completely forgot.
You would have just yelled out anyway. You wouldn't have waited for the
I'm
mic.
actually so fucking nervous right now that I. Just
I would
based on
also
that,
set point number 2.
Your voice is literally
Just let him
shaking.
speak, dude. You were complaining about me.
This is a very fucking tense situation right
I
now.
understand that.
Point-
but you should be more confident. I'm like,
Point number.
Quiet down.
Is that understandable?
On day 1, my first 3 Mafia reads, I said Conrad, Owen, and Pimp. C-O-P. I left a bread trail so that you guys could fucking tell I was the cop later on. Because we've had so many fucking bullshit cop claims. I knew if I claimed cop later on, people would not believe me for a second. So I said Conrad, Owen, and then Pimp, so people would fucking believe me. And that is all I'm going to say.
That's so dumb because no one would ever deduce that. Literally, no one would ever
You have to go
read
back
into
and watch
that.
the VOD in order to be actually able to.
But it doesn't matter.
Is anyone
It doesn't
anyone
matter.
disputing that I
It's
said
play.
Conrad, Owen, and Pimp? They were my three. They were my three
No,
scum
I'm,
trio.
I'm not disputing that you didn't, but I'm just saying, if you were preparing to fake claim cop later in the game, could you not have set that up?
Guys, okay.
That's helpful in no
That's very
way.
cute and like okay, but like you can prepare. That's easily prepared. Like
Also, that doesn't help.
If
There's
you're
no
Mafia and you're thinking about a counterclaim, that's easily something that you could prepare.
Also, if your town and like say Gods dies to Mafia or something or gets mislynched, no one ever looks back and goes, "Oh wow, he said he had a C, an O, and a P. He was the cop." Like no one figures it out.
It's truly not alignment.
Like
indicative.
no one figures that out.
It's not alignment indicative, but like it is interesting that he would think that far
does
ahead.
anyone think-
I don't know. I
Can
honestly,
I say that now?
I'll just in my opinion, I don't think Gods is the kind of guy that would make that play.
I think now more than ever we need some confirmed town. So if you are the medic, you saved someone last night, you've got 2 confirmed town. This is the time to come out because I feel like that's.
Let's discuss about it first.
Because
Like,
because there's
if
like
the
a
medic
lot of
saved
people
me,
in.
and it's no extra information.
True.
Right, because
By the way, does anyone else think we should just leave them both alive?
no,
That's not the Ken. That's not the right play because
we're not cutting the baby in half.
It's not the right. It's not the right play because you're gonna lose too much if you're wrong. If you're wrong,
We're
you
not
lose
cutting
too
the
much,
baby in
right?
half.
Does anyone believe this COP thing?
I believe it.
It's true, but here's the.
I believe Parker.
Ken, let me guys. Everybody, let me explain why it's
When
bad to
Parker
keep both
came
alive.
out, he was very flustered, but I think that was just in disbelief. The fact that K-pop had made that claim before him. It took a bit of a while for the cop claim to initially come out, and I think Gods was waiting to see if someone was actually going to fake claim. So I personally, I believe Gods on this one.
I just want to actually speak why Ken's logic of keeping both alive is not right here. If you keep both alive, you're actually you have to lynch at least 2 Mafia. So unless we believe we were 100% on the last kill, like you're gonna actually lose a lot of power there. Well, I mean that is a safe play, but I know I'm town.
Parker, why'd you
so,
check
that's
Blitz?
how I feel.
Why'd you check Blitz over Conrad?
I checked Blitz last night because I had a Mafia read on him. I checked Conrad.
No, you didn't.
He checked
Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie. I'm pointing here, as in sitting next to you. I checked Charlie and Ben, and then I checked.
No.
Yes, I just.
I believe Parker.
There's no fucking way he mistakes which.
No.
Because he pointed towards it already.
I believe it.
Right here.
How did Charlie King Conrad?
I didn't even point at Conrad.
What's here? That's where Charlie was sitting. Was Charlie sitting here? He was sitting here.
I took his seat.
Conrad took his seat. That's what I remember pointing. I remember pointing that direction. I said Conrad's name. Did I point at Conrad? Did I fucking point at Conrad?
Can I just say something right now? I don't believe you, dude.
Yeah.
Like you fucked up. You're fucked. I believe K-pop.
You're Mafia.
Thank you.
Ride or
die.
motherfucker.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
Ride or die, King
Okay,
Honda.
so let me. I haven't got to talk in a while.
So I want to just say, like, you know, people
Can I
call
talk?
me rude in the other games, and I'm actually trying to like solve this problem. So like when everybody's just complaining about how I'm interrupting and being disruptive, I actually wanted to try and figure this out. So I want to hear from actually some of the other people in this game and see where they're at. Because we all already know.
I want to say a
Everybody
statement.
moving.
I want to say a statement really fast because I haven't gotten to talk in a while, and I'm one of the people intimately involved in this. Okay, so when I was caught first off, when I got a good check off for Charlie and Ken, I was thinking about when I should come out. Because I cleared Ken, and I knew having Ken as knowledge was like good for the town because he was like qualified and he makes good town reads, especially in this event. He's been very good so far.
Can we hear from Perch, Cottle Guy, and more?
And so
Can I say one thing real quick?
You guys think that?
Let me finish, please.
We've heard everything you have to fucking say.
And so it took me a while to come out.
Can we hear these three, please?
Everybody be quiet on that side and let Brian speak. Thank you.
No, can we let these three speak about this situation?
Let him finish first. And then we'll talk.
Okay, so since we're in a new situation where reducing Mafia by 1 doesn't reduce kill power, I was hesitant about coming out with 1 Mafia, which I had a confirmed Mafia with you checking in the night. So I was like, I could come out now, and that's good for it's good for town, but we don't have reduced kill power quite yet. And I didn't think there was a lot of suspicion on me. I thought there was a little bit of suspicion, but not like no suspicion to the fact that I thought I was going to get night killed. So I was like, I came into the round thinking I was going to wait until the next day and get 1 more check. But because I wasn't actually going to check Gods. I was going to check Merlini actually next. Just because he was acting differently, and I just wanted to know. Because Ben just getting too late without anyone knowing about him is rough. So that's why I waited. But Ken had a very convincing argument, and I knew he was town. And so I knew his argument was at least pure, so I followed it.
You shouldn't speak to me because I believe you're Mafia.
Right.
So like I
talk
can't
over
do
here?
anything but believe you're Mafia.
Come on. Let them talk.
I thought that K-pop's come out was way more credible than Gods' was. He was way more awkward, but there also stands to say, why would Gods come out in that case? Because if he's also Mafia with Conrad, then he's giving them 2 kills, which guarantees lowers them below kill power. Whereas it guarantees the cop kill.
I think we got Slacks,
I mean,
right?
but then you can say, but then reverse that situation, Ken, and then it's a reverse gamble.
No, you throw him under the bus.
No, because in that situation, what you
So
wait.
Right. They're in a dire situation because if we get Slacks right and we kill Conrad, they can't stack the cop anymore, so they have to make some YOLO play to discredit the cop.
Right, but on top of that, K-pop can do the same thing verse. It's not alignment indicative.
Please.
No, there was no heat on that anyway.
Can we please just? This is insane.
I
Okay,
was
so
gonna say I was waiting for to talk.
please, is it possible that we please talk for once? Actually, okay. So the only thing.
No, do not roll the line. Don't roll the line.
I'd like to hear from JJ.
Thank you very much. Even though I'm gonna accuse you, I'm sorry, Connie. So the coming out from K-pop, the only thing I have against this whole story with Gods is that your reaction was like, oh shit, like. You were sitting there. You were like, "Oh God!"
So you want to explain why? When when you know your town and somebody accuses you of mafia, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go, "Oh God."
Yeah, but I mean,
that's exactly what I would do in that situation. Why would somebody who?
No, you would go ham. You would be like, "What the fuck?"
I did go ham if you didn't realize afterwards.
You were like, "Oh God!" You actually were like sitting back, super slow. And I was like,
"Okay, first of all, I don't know if Ken, you realize how fast I tried to grab the mic out of your hand, trying to figure out the situation." No, I'm not even going to try and like appease to them because he obviously has made his decision. So I think I actually tried to go ham there, but I don't think I was able to. I don't know what you want to perceive of that, but you can go ahead.
Before the night, in the first day, I pointed out that I really felt that Conrad's play was incredibly different. I think one of the biggest things is when you're Mafia, like the most used excuse is like, oh well, I don't really have quite a strong read yet, so I'm just waiting and seeing people's reactions. But I feel like Conrad is the opposite of that. I feel like Conrad is the type of player that will push for information. I think you would change your play, but I think you'd be less of an asshole about it, but you would still push. And I felt
like I did. And this is a bigger game. There's more people to speak through. Like I've been trying to get information from people.
I feel like all of these are overdone.
5 minutes.
I feel like
what's overdone about it?
I feel like Gods is just trying to save you because he knows that this is kind of like
what's overdone about it?
I just feel like I've heard that excuse very often. Like I can't really grab the mic. If you really have something to say, you'll say it. I didn't think you contributed
I
very
think
much.
all I have to say right now is I think Brian's Mafia because he's clearly he's wrong on me.
Can we
There's
just
no
hear
way
from more Cotton Guy and Ben on the situation?
Can I
'cause
just
they haven't
ask
spoken.
who didn't vote for Slacks in the last round? It was Gods, it was Conrad, Purge, and Owen. I'm willing to believe that there's one or two people that are Mafia in that group of people. I'm not willing to believe. I don't like you doing this again because this is what you did when you were Mafia.
What?
I know. I'm not saying that you are, but just don't do that anymore. I heavily believe that Brian is the cop because the entire right. Well, I'm just saying that's what I think, but it's not 100% because Gods came out and he claimed cop, but he did it in such an awkward and forced way. It felt like that it only made sense for. And Brian's was clean, and it felt more emotional when he was claiming against Gods as well. And with that being said,
But I just want to hear his checks again because he messed it up the first time. Maybe he'll mess it up again. What are the checks that you did?
It was Conrad, Charlie. It was Charlie. It was Ben, and then it was Blitz.
They're all the same.
And they were all the same, all three of them. I had 2 confirmed town. Well, 3 confirmed town. 1 was dead though. So I wasn't going to come. I was not planning to come out at all, despite that plan.
I'm willing to lose to Brian coming out, but the whole Gods thing just seems too suspicious for me.
Can I just say that even if Gods is Mafia, it's very likely that Ben and Blitz are town. Because I really doubt that he would just put I think he just named 3 town. So I think we can get information from that. I think Blitz is clean. I think
But Ben's been
Can you
agreeing with
explain why you
Gods.
think he would have 3 town there?
To give him credibility.
No, it would give credibility if you put one of his Mafia members. It's creating more town. I know, right? But at the same time, his Mafia partners know who the town are. Like
I wanna go back to
gives
Ken-
himself credibility. Like, see, it gives one of his own Mafia credibility. Then
I want to go back to Ken's idea of
So
actually
imagine-
not killing either of the cops because I think who dies next round is actually going to be very, very important, right? Let's say we don't lynch and then one of the cops die, and then.
But here's no. Okay, I'll speak why this is so wrong. It's like then they're just gonna keep both alive. Everybody's gonna be confused. You're gonna have to lynch them later anyways. It doesn't make any sense.
No, but then you guarantee. Then they can't kill me. Then they can't kill me.
Right.
Because
But
they
if
kill
half
me,
the, and then what happens when half the people don't believe you? Oh wait, I don't.
Conrad, sorry, you're making it. It actually is not a bad idea. I thought the same like you, but we get 2 more checks from 1 fake and a real cop next night, which is actually fucking insane.
Also, we
because
kill Conrad
eventually,
anyway, because
eventually
it's
the
not
fake
outside
cop,
the realm of possibility that Gons is playing like some kind of crazy, awful town play, and I have checked Conrad, and I know for a fact Conrad is mine.
I'll explain the situation. Yes, technically I'm the right person to kill. I disagree because I know I'm town. So that's why I have to agree with Gods here, right? Like I have to follow his path. There's no way in my mind that Brian is town. Like no way. So in this situation, what happens when even regardless of who is Mafia, they're gonna have all the information. The town cop, you have to be so specific about it. You have to make sure they're reads at the same time. You don't want anybody sheeping off anybody else. I think it's only a detriment to town, and it only is going to cause confusion in the later game.
By the way, 7:30.
I don't think Mafia is gonna let the cops survive. I think they have to.
It only makes sense to.
No,
because half the people are gonna. Half the people are gonna believe Gods. Half the people are gonna believe Brian.
It's not even half. It's not half-half.
No, but it can change.
It's not half-half.
You guys imagine you're thinking in the day and not.
I'm going to say the last thing I want to say before we move into formals.
You have to think about the entire game, guys.
And I want to formal Conrad too, but I want to say one thing really fast before we get into there. I think the thing that was most damning of Gons' claim was when he said, "Oh, I didn't respond immediately because I was trying to grab the microphone. I was trying to claim cop, but I couldn't get the microphone." If you really were trying to counterclaim against me, you wouldn't wait until the microphone.
We jump up and yell like I did.
Exactly. You wouldn't wait for the damn microphone.
I'm not sure.
When you wait to see what
Okay. Out of those 3 people, how many people think there's 2 Mafia out of those 3? Brian, you think there's definitely 2?
Those 2.
I think those 2 as well.
I don't.
No, not kill them all. No,
I don't think there's 2 personally. I don't understand why you guys. Because if you would fake claim.
I don't know for sure Conrad's Mafia. I just think he's
Those
Mafia.
1, 2, 3. I don't think that he would fake claim if he was Mafia.
I don't know for sure, but I think he is.
You think he's Mafia?
Sure, I don't know. I haven't checked him. I have not checked him.
I mean, The formal's already gone through.
Second
I'm not going to win this situation. Like, logically, everybody seemed to think that I'm Mafia. I know I'm Town. Like, Ken, please. You complain
I
about
say we
my
don't
play
kill
all
Conrad.
throughout
I don't
this
like killing
game,
Conrad here.
and, like, I don't understand. Like,
Hey, stop it. Need a formal right now.
the formal's already gone through
I
on
honestly,
me.
I
Great
honestly,
modding, bro.
I honestly don't think there's 2 Mafia out of the 3. I think it's one of definitely these 2, but I'm not sure which. But I don't think Conrad's in this.
The more you talk, the more I think you're Mafia too.
Yeah. I think it's fucking Slacks, Gods, Conrad.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm gonna check that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go
check
ahead.
that.
You're gonna check.
I'm gonna check that.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest.
Don't
you can't say that.
I already
Brian,
checked it. He's town.
Okay, Brian can't say that. You can't say those things because then they will kill him. Whoa! If he's Town,
he's actually gonna die.
then you wasted.
We also know he's Town.
And now we have another check.
Fine.
We know he's
All
Town.
right, fine. No. That's all right. All right, everybody that's yelling, I understand. It doesn't do anything, but I understand the logic. Yes, you get another check that's confirmed Town. Like, I think it's a waste. I think it's a waste of a check personally.
Okay, so guys, let me suggest a plan here. We kill Conrad. The next day, we're gonna have 2 more checks from these pseudo-cops, whatever the fuck they are, and they're gonna come out at the same time. We're gonna try to make a reasoning out of this.
Not
We're gonna have
necessarily.
another.
If we were wrong on Slacks, they can stack K-pop.
They can stack it, correct?
But
so
then
we-
Gods is
we get
immediately out.
information.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Then
we
you would just
more
get 2
information.
Mafia. Like they were just KP.
I'm literally just ignoring everything.
Okay, okay. For the rest of the town that wants to listen
Alright.
to me, it makes no sense for them to stack K-pop because then what happens is that God survives, and then they're like, wait a second, why is God's alive? And then they kill him too, and then the KP's reduced. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't understand why you're so against. Like, when I'm trying to explain like why it doesn't make any sense to me do that play.
I vote no lynch.
I definitely.
I want to lynch him.
We want to hurt kill power.
Ken, I just want to say.
There's a chance they're close Mafia. That's 1 kill power.
You have 1 guaranteed formal.
My biggest frustration in this game is that Ken, you aren't willing to like even perceive another universe. I understand your read on Gods, but like you aren't even able to perceive the universe that Brian might be Mafia this game.
Because he's not.
Okay, I mean that's the thing. You're not even trying to think about it.
Why would K-pop make that claim?
I don't know. He's trying to try to dunk me. Like I don't know. Like
Why would he do that?
because here's the thing.
Honestly,
maybe
like,
Slacks.
there's
So
no
maybe
such thing as
Slacks ends up dying
100%.
there,
Hey,
right?
I don't think-
I was
think any-
speaking still.
Okay.
It is my fault. Like in that situation, I think if they feel like they're pressured and Brian wants to make a big play here, like Slacks is dead, right? You've already lost 20 KB. I got to make a big play or else we're not going to win this game. That's how I think he felt. That's why I would have come out if I was fake copying as Brian.
I think that there's no such thing as a 100% read. So obviously, you telling me you're not considering the universe, like yeah, I considered the universe, but it's just a very small percentage chance that Brian's capable of making this play the way he did. And then you look at how God's made his play, and it was very like iffy, and then he got the thing wrong. So I believe Brian over God's, and therefore that means you're Mafia. So that's why I'm very convinced.
Right.
Like,
right. But like I said, I'm trying to make sure that everybody understands all the things. The things that you're saying aren't necessarily the most beneficial for town later on.
So do we just want to kill
But
Conrad?
you want to kill them both. I don't think that I just don't think it's
Conrad?
Real cop and fake cop don't think he's Mafia.
Yeah.
I mean,
both cops think he's Mafia. How is it?
Here's the thing. I'm Town. Please don't kill me.
Pretty sure he is.
Final defense.
Like, I'm Town. Please don't kill me. Like, I'm like 100% sure Brian's fake. If he stays alive, well, be suspicious, guys.
Lower
And
your
girls.
heads. We're voting on Conrad to be lynched. Raise your hands if you would like him to be lynched. Heads up. Everyone except for Owen and Ben.
I'm dead.
And it's time for the town to go to sleep. Mafia, please raise your heads and indicate who you would like to kill. Please select your second kill. Mafia, heads down. Cop, head up. Cop, head down. Medic, head up. Who would you like to save? Medic, head down. Vigilante, would you like to use your shot? Vigilante, head down. Town, wake up. Brian, you are dead. Ken, you are dead.
Okay, before we have, yeah, that means I'm pretty certain that Brian is cop. I think that there's almost no discussion point that we need to have about this. That means I'm almost certain that gods, we should not have this discussion.
What if it's a Vigi?
Okay, did the Vigi...
Who's the Vigi?
I Vigi shot Brian.
Okay, I know, I was almost certain before that time too that Ben was actually part of the Mafia. I feel like this is a desperate gambit. I think we 100% lynch gods first, and then we go for Ben.
I Vigi shot.
I'd like the mic since.
I did hear sounds during Vigi from him.
Firstly, as the actual cop, I checked Pimp last night. He is also town. Just to get my information out there.
Why did you Vigi shot Brian?
Because I believe Parker. I also think Conrad was innocent, judging by his reaction.
I don't think. Also, I would just like to premise, like I was expecting maybe to be formal yesterday. One of the big things that I feel people forget: the very first vote we had on day one was on Conrad. I was one of the 4 people who I think voted for him. The gross majority of us thought Conrad was Mafia. I thought he was Mafia on day one. This was before he was even checked out. So that's just something I'd like to say, just to kind of justify my cop claim.
We need the medic to come out. I think the medic should definitely come out now to see.
Does anyone else agree with Merlini? Because I'm getting I really believed K-Pop-tosis.
I
really
Vigi
don't
shot.
think
Does
he was
anyone
Mafia.
else claim Vigi?
Dude,
no, but half the group is dead.
The fact that you made a decision to Vigi shot when you were like the only person in the entire town that thought Brian was Mafia is really weird. Like
Sometimes I gotta go.
I totally get that it's a.
I don't think he was the only one. I was still 50-50.
But there was like less than 4.
I believe him. I know he's
Of all the things though, but why would you not just save it? And
I don't. Okay, so if Mafia kill him, I just stack my shot. That's not a big deal. If he dies, then I know he's Mafia, and they both die, and that's also a good shot. I don't really think it's that bad of a play.
Why did you check Pimp?
You're doing it without telling us, though. Doesn't that reduce all that information we were going to get by keeping the 2 cops alive?
And you're also potentially invalidating a medic save as well, because then
That's why I want to figure out who the medic is.
Is the medic here? Because if they're not, then
He's the medic.
But
you
you
messed
just
up.
YOLO to force the medic out without talking to the group. That is not good town play.
I thought we could get a Mafia out. I was pretty convinced that he was Mafia.
That's so YOLO, Ben.
guys, it's been a long day. I feel like we are thinking of like the 18th layer. If we believe these 2, then we're literally back at square one, and then pretty much things are complicated again. I feel like let's just go for the simplest explanation that Brian was the cop. Ken was willing to trust him, and he died for it. I feel like God's fake claimed. I instantly looked to Ben during the time of Vigi.
What? We still had 3 Mafia at the end. Why would only one person die? If he,
I think it's really likely.
why
that
wouldn't
there
they
was
just double tap him? I don't understand why Ken would die.
I think it was likely that they just think they got the medic. I don't see how this is unlikely.
I mean,
I don't agree with your play at all.
Did you know what happened the last round? The medic saved someone. Of course the medic is
I'm going to
alive.
defend Ben till my death because I know he's town. I checked Ben at the very start of the game. I know he's town. I will defend him till I die if I have to. You guys obviously maybe think we're Mafia together. I know we are not Mafia together. Ben, I feel it makes total sense that he would gun down Brian. That's all I'm going to say.
So the only possibility for the medic is that it's either Ken or they're still hiding, which at this point, does it give us any information?
If Ben was
for sure?
Mafia, there were 2 kills last night. You could very much just... Why would Ben as Mafia come out?
The medic saved somebody too. Remember, there was only 1 kill.
But
so
he saved
No,
someone.
I would just-
it could have been Shane saving someone and still dying.
In
It could have
Ben's
also been that Brian got shot by the Mafia and he got saved last night, and now he can't be saved.
So let's picture the world. Let's just quickly, guys. Picture the world where Ben and I are Mafia together. There were 2 kills last night. Ben's not the Vig. That means there were 3 Mafia left. Possibly Slacks was wrong. Conrad was Mafia. Why would Ben as Mafia come out and say he's the Vig when 2 people died last night in such an unbelievable way?
Because he was the next possible target. We all kind of flagged Ben. All right, so who do you think it is then? If it's not, or at least I did. So who do you think it is then?
Well, I believe we're definitely right on Conrad. That goes without saying.
Okay.
Slacks, I'm not sure on, because the fact there were 2 kills last night, Ben saying one was a Vig, means we may actually be down to 1 Mafia kill power.
Okay.
If Slacks was not, that means there's 3 Mafia left. I know your town, I know your town, and I know Ben's town.
Why do you think we were definitely right on Conrad? Because
I know Ben's town. That means I know he's Vig. That means it seems to me like we are down to 1 Mafia kill power.
If you were cop,
I just want to talk about how
then that
so
would have meant that
improbable this is.
K-pop was cop. Oh, sorry, was
He's Mafia. Yes.
And he was trying to put Conrad on the bus, who would have had to be town.
I feel like he was fake claiming cop to try and... I mean, either way, Conrad to me is Mafia.
Okay.
If Conrad to you is Mafia...
Either way, this is all so improbable. It doesn't matter. Like,
why would K-pop fake claim cop to throw his teammate under the bus?
Even if Ben...
I threw
isn't
Conrad... Day 1, I wanted Conrad fucking killed.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. You're saying...
Everyone threw Conrad under the bus.
That's not what I said. That's not what I'm saying. You're saying, Conrad, you think he's Mafia.
Correct.
And you are claiming cop, so you're also thinking K-pop was Mafia.
He was 100%
But
Mafia.
if they're both Mafia, why would he claim cop?
It's a gamble. It's the same thing Hobbit said. Why would I fake claim? It's a gamble.
No, that's not what
the entire thing is a gamble.
Saying. Okay. He claims cop. He fake claims cop. Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna fake claim cop. I'm gonna claim 2 people town to let them to me, and then I'm gonna claim someone being Mafia. But I wouldn't Mafia my own team member.
As I said, it's
Hold
a
on.
gamble.
Wait a second. Why would Ben was the one arguing to have both of the cops stay alive? Why would he just go in then and shoot them? And this is all so improbable. This is
Because
actually
we didn't lynch
ridiculous,
them.
dude.
Okay, hold on. Why don't we go back to who the Mafia killed last night? Okay, they definitely killed Ken because no one is claiming Vigi shot him. And then who else did they kill? Why? If there were 2 shots, they would have definitely double tapped the cop, and Ken wouldn't have died.
No, I
don't know
I
if
don't
that's
agree.
true.
Because okay, so you killed the cop, right? Or the fake or
okay.
whatever, K-pop. So he died 100% because it is obvious. Like he was leading the conversation. He was like the
Yes,
most valuable
I know,
town
but what
player.
about the other
And he
shot?
was-
Where did the
he
other
was
shot
on
go?
gods. I'm
I
sorry,
think you
guys,
guys
but-
know.
Or
I think you guys know. I agree. I agree with JJ.
I think that's the scenario.
I think the biggest.
Yeah, exactly. I think we might actually be down to 1 kill power.
I think the biggest. I think the biggest tell
No.
is that I do believe that Slacks was Mafia, and
No,
the biggest. I think
I
one of
don't
the
think
bigger
so.
connections is that you 2 didn't vote.
I don't think that's. I
You
don't
don't
think
think
he's.
he was?
I don't think because Ben and Slacks were going toe to toe. And
Okay,
unless
no
they're
matter
acting-
how stupid you think it was to kill him, no one's counterclaiming Vigi. If you think it's a stupid play, that's fine. But please believe I'm Vigi. 'Cause no one else is.
He's Vigi. Closer. Yeah, that's good. Okay. No, I'm 100% Ben is Vigi. I just think Gods is full of shit.
I think
and
the
I think
reason
Ben was just 3-2-2.
And going back to the reason you kill Hoppit is
Simple.
because he's like JJ said, he's the one that's leading the conversation. You kill Hoppit, it's like you're effectively taking out 1 foot from
I'm not
underneath
questioning
us.
the kill on Hoppit. I'm saying where did the other shot go? Was there another
on
shot?
K-pop? I'm
Why
positive.
wouldn't they double tap him then? If they're so certain he's cop. And
Because they already in the
feel-
first night. In the
they
first
feel
night,
they
took
can get-
out, no. In the first night, they took out 2 really strong town players, right? They YOLO'd
Yes.
full on.
Okay.
Why would they not YOLO again? Fuck it. They've already showed that they just YOLO hard. They can just YOLO on this guy as well.
I don't
Remember,
think
maybe they think
would
someone else
not
is
have
winning.
YOLO'd that.
No,
I
mean,
highly
they were
doubt
playing-
that they would have YOLO'd 1 and 1. They would have just double tapped him.
Can we hear more from Perch?
I want to hear from Dakota.
7 minutes from
Can we hear from Dakota? He said nothing, and you guys go later.
We're talking too much about the kills, and we need to focus on reads right now. Like, they could have 1 kill power now. They could have 2 kill power now. I personally don't think Slacks was Mafia. He seemed clearly town to me. We are at last moment. Like, look, I don't think it was maybe clear for everybody, but I was pretty adamant the whole time that Slacks was town. But we had to kill him because he was a bad town, and we didn't know if we were going to get another go at him. And he is still a little chaotic, but he seemed very genuine to me. The times that he plays town and he's super genuine, like that's what I saw there. It wasn't a facade. It wasn't like some acting. I think the kill power is still 2.
I agree. And I think most of us killed Slacks because
highly disagree.
I think he was kind of getting in the way. I think if you want to talk a bit about based off reads, I just want to go back to saying K-pop was that emotion that he showed when cops counterclaimed was exactly what I would expect from somebody. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I think that claim is BS. I don't like Ben doing what he did, so I think he's also BS. And there's probably still 1 more Mafia on top of that. That's all I'm going to say.
Dakota.
But Brian had waited to come out, right, initially? Like,
yeah.
So, and I was trying to be one to behavior read because I can't deduct that well how many kills are left, so my number information is absolutely terrible. But when all of a sudden he came out, I felt like he was pretty damn genuine, but because of the gap in time, it's like, I don't know. I know Brian to be a crazy guy that will theory craft something, and it's last game of Mafia. I don't know if he's trying to go too ham, but
I
he
feel
did
the same
more
way about
genuine.
Parker.
He did feel more genuine, and I don't know. You got to remember it's the last game. People might do crazy stuff.
One thing real quick. I also want to say, and I'm sorry that I'm going off your original point, but I want to say that if there's one person that I know that can read Dakota, it's Ben, and he's done it already this Mafia tournament. And so far, he hasn't said anything about Dakota, negative or positive.
Not negative.
No, I said
he didn't say anything negative about
He said
Dakota.
positive. He said he's been more joking.
Okay, well then-
And he's been quiet since then.
That's my bad.
Everyone was screaming at each other, so it's hard to.
There's been some crazy shit that happens. So.
Here, watch.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like we should just go back to what Will said and not think about this too much.
I agree.
I think Gods is like our best.
I just think so. The only scenario where this is okay. So the only one who really disagrees is Ben, and I think Ben. I just think you were completely wrong on K-pop, and you kind of cost us a cop. I think this is only what happened. I still think this is a fake claim on God's side. The whole COP thing is.
And just pretend like he's not caught. Don't hear us read.
No, we just want to kill him right now.
He's been the focus of everything. Why would we just leave him alive?
Yeah.
We can't just let him.
Remember what Ken said too? He slipped up at first when he was making his claims, like he was running through.
But I can understand.
Come on, what do you think is the most probable?
One more thing, please. Because he was very obviously trying to pocket me and Will. Everything so far has been. He was trying to, he was saying he checked me, he was saying he checked Will, he was checking Ben.
Trying to I feel like as a cop, you find town, you save the town with you. Like
I'm
that's
sorry,
not trying to
but
pocket you.
I just don't believe you. I'm sorry.
That's
I
fine.
think he's trying to
But I
pocket
think-
Merlini. I think Merlini is actually Vigi, and I think he just had a very bad call.
I agree.
The real cop who was K-pop
Okay, well, then we
Tosis.
can deal with that later, but
I'm gonna promo
it still stands that we need to go with
I
guys,
got
and I'll second that as
Alright,
well.
Formal on God, you still have 3.5 minutes left in this
Go ahead,
round.
you make your argument.
I feel like, honestly, we could just be getting outplayed like sick crazy, but if that happens, like, congrats. You know, Brian, you did some sick job. I'll be happy. We'll have a really memorable moment, but I feel like this is the most probable play, and that this is something we should follow. At some point, you just have to trust something, and I feel like I'm going to trust this. I'm going to vote for him. That's the end of that.
I think Ben was obviously very convinced that K-pop was his public enemy #1, and he was definitely Vigi because Shiva even verified the sound at night, unless she's in on it, which I very much doubt because she's been pretty straightforward. So I think Ben just made the bad shot, and he just happened to kill the cop, and it's got to be godsend. Like, I don't think there's a reason not to kill him at this point. He his whole defense and when he came out, it was really awkward. Even the second pass. And he got his names wrong as well. Like, he messed up multiple aspects of coming out. He was nervous the whole time. I think Ben just 3-2-2. That's it.
There's also a chance that he intentionally made extra sound because I don't know how much sound that chair makes, but
He could definitely do that.
Before we go to this vote, let's make this really clear that even if there is a lot of suspicion on Ben, like if there's still, if the game doesn't just end once we kill Gods, we should at least consider the possibility that Ben did fake claim, because I thought when I ran it through my head as night was going on, I thought there was a decent chance that Ben would do that because it did feel like he was kind of the staunchest ally of Gods early on. So I feel like that's something that should be noted. I know people always forget once that person dies, but please try and keep this in your brain. And then from there, and then press on to some of the quieter players. And that's all that's my
I'd like to start talking now since it's obviously formal on me, and I'm going to make my defense is also just address the town. I'm 100% town. I'm glad Brian died, obviously. I know he's Mafia since he fake claimed cop. For me, if I do get lynched, it seems that's the direction we're going. That's fine. We have confirmed town. Ben is confirmed town. I checked him at the start. I checked Blitz. I checked Pimp. These guys are town. Whatever you do, listen to them. Trust them. That's
Gods, who did you check again? Who are the people that you've checked?
Ben, Blitz, Pimp. And Charlie on the first night, he's dead. I'm saying as far as the alive people go, those are the 3 who are confirmed town. Trust them. Obviously, if I'm fake claiming cop, maybe you don't have to believe me, but I'm saying these are the town people to go with.
Let's say you're an actual cop right now. Who do you want to lynch right now? 2 people.
Wait, sorry. If
you're the actual cop.
Who would you lynch?
I don't believe you, but let's say you're the cop. Who do you lynch?
Right now, I would probably lynch Owen as well as Cardo Guy.
Okay.
Gods, are you really sure that Conrad was Mafia?
No, I don't know. I didn't check him. I don't have a way to 100%
you had
know.
suspicions.
Day 1, he was my strongest Mafia read. We had a vote on him on day 1. I was one of 4 people who voted for him. I don't know I can't remember exactly who are the other people who voted on him, but Conrad was one of my strongest Mafia reads. I didn't check him. I checked Blitz and said, he's sitting next to me. He said at the start of the game, hey, I want to have a game where we can trust each other. So I checked him. He can kind of confirm we said that at the start of the game. Blitz, obviously you seem set in your decision to vote for me. So we're not going to trust each other, which is a bit too unfortunate. I mean, I trust you 100%. I know I can. I'm cop, so.
In the game where you played with Ben and Dakota was Mafia, you called out Dakota as Mafia correctly together with Ben. You had both the same argument. That you were the only two that actually thought that he was Mafia. Why do you think the difference is now that he doesn't think he's Mafia, but you do?
For me, I mean, it's largely a process of elimination. I have enough confirmed town that there's kind of limited options left for Mafia.
What do you think about Purge then?
Purge, it's kind of hard to say. I feel like on day one, he did not play his typical town game, but he didn't really lead the conversation perhaps as much as he sometimes does. On top of that, I don't really feel like he was being as genuine when he was kind of making accusations. I don't like how he bandwagoned on Owen at the start, but that was when I pointed out 3 people. He, after like a couple of conversations, suddenly said, look, Owen on top of this, I don't really... He had very fake reasons for going Owen. He said it's because he's not talking a lot, when realistically there were a lot of people around the table who weren't talking a lot, so I feel like that gave me a bad impression of Purge. That was just my initial impression. Since then, I haven't really felt Purge has played particularly Mafia-like today as well as yesterday. It was very much a day one Mafia read on Purge, so I don't know if that really still stands now. Because of everything that happened yesterday, it was very much like I'm focused on what the fuck's going on, how do I deal with this cop counterclaim situation? I'm not looking around as much for Mafia. I wasn't in a position yesterday to try and get reads on people because I'm trying to defend myself from this fake claim that Brian made. On top of that, there's just all this other craziness happening with Conrad. So I'm like, I wasn't getting reads yesterday, so all of my reads are very much from day one, so I don't know how much to go on that. I had a Mafia read on Purge on day one, so if that still stands, which based on not getting a read from Purge today or yesterday, then I think there's probably a good chance he's also Mafia. It really comes down to how many Mafia are left. I feel like Owen, Purge, Dakota, probably my top 3, though.
If you had more of a read on Kevin, wouldn't you have just checked Kevin instead of me?
Or me.
Yeah. Anyways,
Conrad,
let's.
who you also found suspicious?
Whatever.
I'm gonna keep it going.
Are you rescinding?
Yeah, the next step I think that the people that you should.
Formal is over. Oh, come on. Put your heads down. If you would like to vote for gods, raise your hands. Heads up. Gods, you are dead.
Who did not vote?
I did not vote.
These trio did not vote.
Okay.
Town, you may go to sleep. Mafia, please raise your heads. Please select your first target. Mafia, please select your second target. Mafia, heads down. Cop, head up. Who would you like to check? Cop, head down. Medic, head up. Who would you like to save? Medic, head down. Vigilante, head up. Would you like to use your shot? Head down. Everybody wake up. Bless, you are dead.
Yeah. That made no sense.
All right, give him away.
All right, why didn't you guys vote for gods? I thought that was like, all right, I can understand Ben a little bit because he wasn't super on the case. But what about you two guys? Why didn't you
I
guys
kind of
vote?
thought I started to believe that he was real. I think he made a really good defense. I already thought that he was kind of real earlier, like in terms of when they first initially came out. I can very much understand that you would be very nervous about counterclaiming the cop, as in having someone claim your role and then being nervous because you have to like defend yourself even though you know you're right and other people don't. I don't know. That's like it's a gut feeling.
It was really unnatural. Like if you were cop and then someone else fake claimed cop, you're not gonna sit there and be like, oh, let's hear this out. You're gonna be like, no, we got one, guys. This is the Mafia because I'm the cop. He just kind of sat there, you know. So I could see him. His heart was beating through his neck. He was turning red. Like there were so many slip-ups. Like he misnamed.
But like I said, I can imagine someone being that nervous, even in a scenario where it was the real cop.
It's not.
Depends on arrogance levels. If you like know you're like, oh, well, I've got this, then you're able to execute that. And I feel like gods would have been able to if he actually was the cop.
And I also think his case becomes more convincing when the opponent, K-pop Tosis, is dead, and it's just him on a soapbox monologuing, defending himself. Yeah. His argument becomes a little more. It's easier to believe the more he keeps throwing it out there, but I still thought
I'm going to go back to this again. You know, we're all pretty loud talkers. I mean, most of us broadcast Dota for a living, and the fact that God's just kind of sat there and shaked his head instead of getting upset and frustrated like what Brian was is really hard for me to believe. Brian was the more natural of the emotions that I saw, and if anyone doesn't believe that, then I think they're honestly crazy. But maybe we're getting absolutely destroyed somehow. That's not the only logical explanation for me.
And there was only one kill in the night. So
Have we convinced you, Shiva or Owen? Or are you guys still unsure?
70-30.
70-30 that
Maybe 60-40 that
he was.
that is the right call to kill.
Okay.
I've made a lot of mistakes in the game of Mafia, but I think that we are making a mistake, and I really do think that Gods was the real cop.
Oh, really? How come there's only 1 kill power right now? 1 person died.
Next level double.
What's your point?
There's no way.
Well, there's 2 people left.
One
There's
person
2 people
died,
left.
which means we just got a Mafia.
Who I believe
Right?
Ben was the Vigi as well.
Unless it's double stacked.
What's your point? Ben was the Vigi.
What about the night before? I think that he was the only kill. I think there was only 1 kill power the night before.
Because the night before that, where only Ken and Brian died, there was a medic save, right? Yeah. Therefore,
no medic came out.
Okay, Ben, hold on. I could explain this. Hold on. If you think about it,
There was no medic save.
There can be a medic saved on Brian. Then medic can't save him again. You shot him. Mafia shot him. 2 shots.
They would have just shot him twice. There's no reason the Mafia would kill Ken and not double tap
Ken
him.
died. Ken died, and before this there was a save. It could have been that Ken also got saved. Also entirely possible.
Is it?
There is a lot of
yes.
there is a lot of possibilities where.
But there's not 2 shots though in that night. That's what I'm trying to get at. No one really wanted to talk about it last round, but I don't think there were 2 shots.
You're just saying
It's possible there was.
if they don't double tap, then they could have shot Ken
It's
and
possible.
him and you
It's
shot him.
super unlikely that they would
don't
not
think it's-
double tap the cop.
I don't think it's that.
Honestly,
unlikely.
I think at this point I'm riding and dying here with Ben.
Yeah, it's
I
so
think
unlikely.
we
that-
have made a massive
Why
mistake.
would they just YOLO him and YOLO him? Why wouldn't they just double tap him and then that's it? That would make so much more sense.
And I think
they had.
I'm going to go back to the reason why and say that I think Hoppin was a big factor on our team, and maybe he was the medic, and maybe he did save him or something along those lines.
He would have. It was round 3. He would have saved himself round 1, someone else round 2, and himself round 3. There's
I don't
no way that he'd be medic.
I don't know about that. I think Hoppin would have saved the cop. I think he would have.
He didn't believe that any of them.
So between K-pop and Gods, if
wait.
God, let me finish this. It's extremely relevant. If Gods is Mafia, which I
Yeah.
feel like is
No.
clear, if he's
We're saying
Mafia,
he's cop, but yeah.
then and they kill K-pop, then that obviously makes Gods guilty, does it not? Unless some fucking
Isn't that
Vigi
a
comes out
frame?
of nowhere and blows him away.
You don't just
You
kill
like,
one of your
let's assume the Vigi wasn't gonna happen, like, and they just kill K-pop, then Gods dies immediately, and then they lose kill power. Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Who else would they kill then? Are you saying they double tapped Ken? That is the.
I think it's
Okay.
also plausible that they
Regardless
got
of
ran.
this, regardless of that, we have at least 2 more Mafia, and we should
Exactly.
focus on that.
We should focus. We should just play with the one play where we don't lose. It's always the town play. We just don't lose. Easy. So we assume that there is still 3 Mafia.
No, just don't be ridiculous.
Oh, sorry. Because this guy was Mafia. End of story.
I
He was Mafia.
agree.
Come on,
with
guys.
Owen.
Okay, I
Well,
just think.
there's 2.
I don't think that Gods was Mafia.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
No,
it doesn't matter.
I
It doesn't
thought
matter. We
he was
don't
cop,
have him
that's what I'm
anymore.
saying. Yeah.
But they don't believe us.
Here's what I think.
We've got to appeal to
Here's
the
what,
Regardless
first of
if they
all, just
believe us or not, we have to
listen to what I think. Here's what I think. Okay, there's 9 people left in the game. I think everyone agrees that there's 2 Mafia.
Yes.
I think at the most, almost everyone agrees that there's 2
Yes.
Mafia. Maybe 3, but I doubt it. Okay, all of us are almost all suspicious of Ben. Okay.
No, I think he's the Vigi. Ben was the Vigi.
Okay,
I
if that's what
don't
you
like
think,
how
then
Bot's
okay.
directing this. I think we're getting fucking played by the
What are
silent
you
ones
talking
here.
about? I thought that was just super suspicious.
Okay, so let's.
Even if it's bad town.
I am not convinced anymore.
Can we just chill? Okay, so the question is, do we want to believe the people who would side with Gods, which are you two mainly, and I mean you're confirmed town, whatever, or do we believe the other people who
Or
were
you believe the
killing him?
reasoning, regardless of who. If
Yeah,
you
but the
believe
reasoning,
which cop.
there is a really good case to make that he was Mafia. An incredibly good
okay,
case.
so even if
Otherwise,
that was
you wouldn't have voted him off,
If he
Shiva.
was Mafia and I was Mafia, I would have voted for him because it was obvious he was gonna die.
I don't think it was obvious at
I
all.
think it was very obvious.
No, it was not obvious. It was only you 3 who didn't vote. Yeah. But still, like we weren't many people. That's like 2 votes away. Yeah, you can't. I don't think that. I don't think so. I think we still have I think 1 of 2 is Mafia and just
I think
didn't
we
wanna
have
vote
2
for him.
Mafia left, and they're within more Fwash, Zyra, and Shiva.
No, I think Merlini's playing a bad town, and I think these
Yeah, I
2
agree.
are falling into the bullshit, and at least one of these 2
Yeah,
are Mafia.
one of
I have
these
no
2 is
idea
Mafia
which
and
one.
someone else.
No idea which
I
one.
think we should vote Shiva.
Ben also just made a weird slip.
I don't think it's Shiva. Like, I'm not trying to harp on OD more. Like, the early stuff, maybe that's irrelevant. But Shiva's been more wishy-washy. OD, I feel like, has been more polarized. Sorry. with his decision making in the last like round or so. Whereas Shiver is like, I'm not sure. She said 60-30. I feel like the more conviction play is for a Mafia person to latch on to somebody that's on their side, and I think it's more likely that OD would do that. If we're only talking about those three, I think it's OD.
Okay.
Because I think Ben is obviously...
Merlini had a weird slip, though. When we were theory crafting all of the different ways of what could have happened in the night, he said Ken was not convinced that K-pop was the real cop. And that is completely wrong. Ken was adamant that K-pop was the real
I'm saying he
cop.
wouldn't have saved him. I don't think he would have saved him round 3.
If Ken was the medic and he was available, he absolutely would have saved K-pop.
Why would you not save the cop?
My point is not to go down that train, is that Ben had that completely backwards, and that is very strange to me, because Ken was so adamant about K-pop being the real cop. It's weird that he would fuck
Can
that
we
up.
real quick just have everybody say 2 people that they think they're Mafia? And when I say real quick, I actually mean real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
Flush purge.
No, go down the line.
Fwash Shiver.
Fwash Shiver.
Fwash on.
Ben and Owen.
Shiver Ben.
Owen Shiver? Owen Zari.
Owen Shiver.
Okay. I think it is a toss-up.
Majority there was Shiver.
We had no actual unanimous.
No, but okay. So the idea is Shiver, Owen, and Fwash were those who were named the most, and you two both named Fwash, right?
Yes, I said Fwash Shiver.
Okay, interesting. How come? Just curiosity.
As I said, it was out of these 4 for me at the moment. I really feel that we've kind of fucked up along the way. I know normally I'm wrong. I think my bit of this game where I was wrong was when I was like Slacks, Conrad, Gods, and Merlini are the Mafia. I think I was totally wrong then. I don't think Merlini's Mafia. I think he's definitely Vigilante. I think he did make a good play killing K-pop. I think K-pop was the Mafia. I think he decided to try and go for a play where he could see if he could get the cop role banded to him early on in the game so he could use that as a power play forward to the late game as a Mafia. If he had passed that and he was Mafia and we were believing that he was cop, it would have been an easy game. I know people have said they were not happy with the way that Gods reacted, but I think Gods was really confused. He was just in disbelief at the fact that K-pop would fake claim like that. And I think at this point, it's all kind of played out. Ken, the fact that whoever the Mafia are here killed him that night, okay. I think that's kind of to set a frame up because of the way that Ken was talking. So everyone will continue to believe the way that was set out as a precedent by Ken, that Gods and Merlini were the ones suspicious, as a 2-pair. I think we're getting played, and I'm talking to you, Pimp, because obviously me believing Gods was the cop.
Yeah. No,
I know that you're town. I know that you're town.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm town, and I trust that Ben's the Vigilante. I really feel he did shoot K-pop. So we have 3 of us here that I really believe. I believe Purge is town as well. I'm super convinced by him this game. Dakota has been incredibly silent, but again, I do not raise any suspicions about him. That's why it leads me down to these 4.
Okay, fair enough.
Moore, Fwash, Zari, and Shiva. I think the 2 left are playing a very clever game. They did get in our heads. It worked out, but I think the Ken kill was a mistake. I think that kind of made it too kind of cookie cutter, too clear. I mean, the initial thing was that Merlini was on board with Gods. Merlini may be the final one. That was the initial kind of scenario. But I think we were totally wrong. And it is these 4. There's 2 quiet ones in here, and they're playing us. That's why.
Okay, can I hear Ben's thoughts on Cuddle Guy?
I think he's fine. He hasn't done anything that tips me off. I like killing him, and I have no reason to kill him this game.
I feel a lot more... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I haven't gotten to talk since, please. Gods died. Are the majority of us on the board, except for them, they believe Gods is actual cop? By the end there, I was leaning towards Mafia, and I kind of felt like what Ma felt, like the genuine come out of Brian there. So who did God say he checked and was safe and good? And did we not consider possibly he just took one of his teammates to give him an all clear ahead of time?
Two
so
dead
can we
people.
look at those people a bit more?
Blitz and Charlie got killed during the nighttime, so they're both confirmed town.
Okay, so
that
who's
doesn't
left?
mean that the last person should not be considered, even though I think JJ is more town than Mafia. I think
So yeah, maybe we should look at them a bit more.
Okay.
So if you fake claim, you kind of want to pocket a lot of people to back up your claim. So I think it's entirely possible that he just got 4 townies on who would just back him up super hard.
Is anyone else a little more suspicious? Is anyone else a little more suspicious of Owen after that defense? I feel like he really glossed over the emotion that K-pop Tosis brought out, and I think he over-defended more than he needed to.
I just can't believe that people think that Gods wasn't Mafia. Like, it was so obvious,
Me
and
too.
I feel like you're just trying to... you defended him, and you have to stick with it now. Like that's what it feels like to me, because that's gonna look weird otherwise.
And I agree that I think she was more wishy-washy, and I think that Owen was more polarizing, and that to me.
No, I could agree that I was polarizing, but I just felt that I have to be this game because, as I said, I've been wrong every single game. The reason why I've switched around is, as I said, I've given my reasons quite clearly. I am Town. I am not Mafia myself. Seriously, you're making a mistake pointing the fingers towards me. No. You've seen in previous games, I get very late on, but this is the same way that I've played. You know, I think logically about the situations. It's usually logically bullshit, but I feel that this game, that we are being played, it's the quiet ones here. 2 of them are Mafia. And it was all set up. It just seemed too fucking perfect.
I don't know, man.
It really seemed too perfect. As soon as it was obvious that God
when
was
you were
Mafia.
Town last game, you had much more emphasis in your voice, and I think you were much more vocal about your displeasure with LD and Ken, even though you were wrong. And I think that you were thinking again too hard about it. So either A, you're thinking too hard about this one, you're going a little bit too in depth, or B, I don't believe the conviction in your voice. Either which, you're still really sketchy to me.
I do believe that his conviction wasn't as the same as the other one, as the game before, where he actually got, like, yeah. But I also wanna point out why I thought it was Fosh and Purge, because that was asked for. So hereby, I think it's Purge because I already thought he was suspicious a little bit in round 1, and normally I let go of those after a few bit because normally like first initial hunches are not really true, unless I get reconfirmed, which I didn't really until like later on, because he hasn't really been able to, or hasn't really been as vocal as he normally is. I feel like he's been more observant, which is good in a way, but also less vocal about it. Might have been because he got the microphone less, but at least that's what my read is on Purge. I think Fosh was really quiet at the start, which she normally is, but then started to be more vocal right after Gods died, and I thought that was uncharacteristic from her, and I thought that might have been because she felt the need to be more vocal, because they're like Mafia is maybe like this is the final round kind of late game.
I just feel like we got a hit like on Gods. Like I think he was Mafia. Like so now we're closing in. I think it's definitely on this side here. The like remaining 2.
I don't understand why you think it was me. 2 people accuse me. I think it's very clear that I'm Vigilante.
Ben is Vigilante.
I can be stupid Town. I can agree that maybe it was stupid play, but
I'm 50-50 on the
why
Vigilante
would you choose
claim?
me as one of your 2? These 2 people.
Because that's the only other play to make if you're Mafia. Like if you want to try to clear yourself,
but
you
if he
could
believes,
try to claim Vigilante. And
if he believed Gods, then he doesn't necessarily need to vote for Conrad, because obviously K-pop's
I think K-pop's Mafia.
So
and he's just trying to out of town as Mafia. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I think it gets K-pop. He was trying to go for the getting the cop position. If you remember back to that round, it was quite a long time before he came out.
Actually, guys,
it was not an instant reveal. He
waited
waited to see if anyone else came out, and then he did. He gave his 3. Gods waited to listen. You could see, as Gods was saying, he was physically trying to grab the mic pretty soon after K-pop came out.
Okay.
I formal Fosh.
I'll second on Fosh.
That about ends your time in the rounds.
No, we're gonna get another one after this.
Guaranteed formal after this, but
you're gonna need that. I have formal Fosh. I think the Mafia are pretty desperate right now. There's maximum 2 left, and I just think it's incredibly stupid for them to accuse me. And on top of that, I think a lot of other people have accused her. I think it's better for them to try and lynch a guaranteed Town person. I think I'm pretty much guaranteed Town as Vigi, idiot or not, doesn't matter. I'm pretty much guaranteed Town, and I really dislike that both of these 2 went on me. So I think they're trying to get a free kill on a free Town, which I really dislike. So I'm gonna go for these 2. Fosh first. That's my accusation. Mott. These 2 accuse me, so I'm really skeptical of those 2, especially Fosh.
Did you have anything that you wanted?
Again, as I said, at the moment, it's these 4 that I'm suspicious about.
I just think it's, at this point, crazy. I don't know. I feel like Gods was definitely the fake cop, like, at this point, and you guys all voted on that.
Definitely.
And so this side of the room didn't vote, and Gods ended up getting killed. And so Owen was pretty quiet, and then suddenly, this is the first time he's jumped on me, and just, I think they're, grabbing for, like, they're in desperation mode right now, right?
I mean, there were a lot of people that named you. You were second most named, I believe. It was like you.
It was Shiva, Fosh, me. In the order of
I
quantity.
thought, well, you were first technically.
Okay, so
what was the order of most named? I felt.
I know. I think Shiva was more named than me.
So then let's talk about a game plan then. If you guys do want to kill me and make that vote to get more information, then what would you gain? Like
you don't want it for information. You want to kill the person that you think is Mafia.
Right. So okay, then in that case, Ben as a dumb town for the Vigilante shot, that's still possible in my head. But it's also kind of play in my head as well. Like, Shiver said she heard something in the night of the Vigilante, which also casts a little doubt for me on Shiver as well, to say that. Maybe she would want to cover for him, but it is a possible play for him to be like, as a Mafia, I'm Vigilante. This is still, I'm 50-50. It's very possible he's Vigilante, which is why I think Owen is the better pick, and I think a lot of us all agreed that Owen was a little shoddy on his defense early on.
I mean, as I said, the reason why I was quiet because I was really thinking that maybe I was overthinking this. Maybe this is simple. Maybe Gods was Mafia, but I just feel that something funny is going on in this town. And as I said, the people, I think Fosh's point actually there is quite good. Obviously, I've already said that Shiva is one of the people I'm suspectful of. You know, maybe if Merlini is fake claiming the Vigi, Shiva did kind of look to back him up. But again, that seems like such a risky play.
No, Mafia would be like, yeah, I heard him move.
Yeah, the people who didn't vote are going to be your suspects. So I don't think it should be targeted at me.
He's too obvious to not be obvious Mafia. Like,
I don't know why you keep coming back to me.
Did I even say your name?
You said he, to be obvious Mafia.
I thought I said they. I'm sorry, but I meant the fact that you guys didn't vote on him. Like, I think that's
what, on Gods.
Yes, on Gods.
No, I
But surely, yeah, if Gods was Mafia and there's Mafia left in the game, surely they'd vote there. Because you know the way the conversation went. I did not indicate at all my feelings then. So they wouldn't have known there was people that weren't going to vote.
Can we not kill Fosh, please? It's actually ridiculous.
Well, who would you kill?
Can I, on the topic of Fosh, I want to know what Andrew thinks about Fosh, because he hasn't said shit.
The only other thing that I can think of is that we're all getting played, and then it's these guys who are siding with Gods being the real cop. But I am on the God side. Like, I definitely think he was Mafia.
So I will say right away when Gods came out, I was sitting next to Flosh and Brian and Gods were going at it. Flosh and I both looked at each other and kind of went, Gods is full of shit. So we agreed on that right away, and that was the only big, quote-unquote, read I've had on Flosh. I haven't gotten to this stage in the game where you and I have both been alive, and you always play that quiet style until it gets down to the small, but I didn't really find that defense particularly moving or really... We just got some of your general reads at this point of the game. I feel like we need more than general reads. That was like 2 days ago that was relevant.
I'm saying that this is where you should be looking. Like, if we want to actually find Mafia...
I don't disagree with that.
I think... Okay, so...
Waste of time to...
The one thing here on the Fosh formula, it's very obvious that Fosh could be Mafia. Sure, no problem, but she's not as probable of a Mafia as you two guys. I'm sorry. I just think
that I sort of agree with.
Yeah, I'm just think you're like... This quick formal jump was... just not
I didn't
play.
raise the formal.
No, Bandit, I know, but you guys seconded.
I seconded,
so whatever.
yes.
It's pretty much the same. I still think we should go forward well on you two guys. Who exactly is... I think it's more sheer because she tried to pocket Ben, as in saying like he's definitely Vigi, this stuff. I also don't think Owen's...
That's a good point.
Can I talk? I also don't think that Owen's defense was pretty good. I think it just didn't make really much of sense, and that's it.
Yes.
Please not.
Yes.
I rescind it on Fosh. I'm going to raise a formal on Shiva.
This is your guaranteed formal. You have 1 minute to discuss, and then you have your guaranteed formal, and then RNG.
Was there a second on Shiva?
I will second the Shiva.
Okay, well, I'm starting to think about the numbers again. We have a lot of people left. If there's 2 Mafia left, we have...
9 total people, which means we'd have 7
town.
Yeah, so we have at least 2 knights. Right?
Reasonable.
If you get 2 miss lynches, you lose. Right.
Yeah, so 1 miss lynch and then the second day. Yeah, no, you've got 2 miss lynches.
Yes. If you miss lynch now, well, you basically 2 miss lynches.
Well, whatever.
If you get a Mafia, it's like 3 or 4.
I feel like it's... Like, the only thing right now that I can go off is that I believe Merlini being Vigilante, and I believe Pimp being Town. Regardless of if Gods was real or fake cop, he knows who if Pimp was Town or not, and I think he would have tried to get someone else on his side who was actually Town that could argue for him, so I think Pimp is Town for that. So for me, those 2 are the only actual confirmed Town, and they're on the opposite side of the coin, so that's very difficult for me because I don't know who to go with then.
Do we have any overlap on the fake cop checks? There was no one, no.
No.
Except the dead.
Yeah, except Charlie.
Whatever. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah. I feel like I've been playing as Town the whole time. I think it's been said from the start. I've been playing the same style. I've been doing the same things because obviously I got Town again because otherwise I would have actually been a lot more nervous than I am right now and I would have red face and everything. So, not Mafia. might be wrong on my reads on gods, but hey, everybody's reads are different, and I can totally imagine someone being as nervous as he was when he claimed cop if he was the actual cop, because that is like at that moment. I feel like I've had that before at some point at TI, but I feel like at that moment you're so in disbelief that you're actually reacting the way that gods did. So that's why I'm still slightly thinking that gods could be it. But regardless or not, it doesn't matter for the way the game is played right now, because I feel like I would have the same people as confirmed town. So for me, Fosh is suspicious because, first of all, she's always suspicious because she doesn't really talk that much. So she's always like slightly under the radar, and because of that, on my radar. Same kind of for Zayori, who hasn't really talked that much, but I kind of can't get a good read on him anyways. And Purge has been on my radar, which I've explained before. Dakota hasn't talked enough for me to actually know more. I was going to go on the reads of Gods and Merlini in terms of... I already told you why Purge earlier. Sure. Because at first, my first initial thought, like when day one, I actually thought he was kind of suspicious. And then I kind of let off him again because I kind of felt like he started to act more like he normally would. But then later on, he started to get on my radar again because I felt like he acted like he is when he is Mafia, which he is more laid back, more like in thought. And when I say in thought, I mean that he's not actually expressing his thoughts. He just looks like he's in thought without actually speaking out what he's thinking about. So I felt like he got less vocal than he normally would be as he was town. And that's why I thought Purged. That's why I think Purged rather still. I've never been able to read mods, so I don't know. I still like and still I believe we only have 2 Mafia left. So in that case, I would imagine you being town. I can't get a read on Owen because both these people are sitting right next to me. You can't really normally see a lot from the people that are sitting right next to you. From the way that they talk. Yes, I agree with Ahmad that he got less emotional than that Owen got less emotional than he did when he defended himself. In previous game, where he actually got, he got a thick throat, he got like red face, and he was really emotional about that. What?
1 minute 30 left on the formal.
So he did act different, but I'm not sure if that is necessarily meaning that he is actually Mafia this time. And I think I already said I thought Merlini was Vigilante, and those are all my reads this game, and that's basically all I can do to prove that I'm town. I think it's fairly obvious that I'm town, so I'm not sure why I'm being accused here. Although I do realize it's your final formal, and in terms of playing the numbers game, I do realize that I'm probably going to get shot because the chance of killing a Mafia is still higher than, is still better to have a chance at all than not have a chance at all.
You'll only have your RNG after this.
But you shouldn't kill off a guaranteed town, which I feel like I am, but that's obviously...
You feel like you are, you know that you are.
I still think...
I am, but I feel like I am also for other people.
I think what's going to happen is, you are the obvious lynch. I think most of us agree with this. You are Owen. It's super suspicious you guys didn't vote on gods. Whatever, fine. We're done with this. I still think I'm gonna die this night. And then if we do, because I'm trying to walk the town through this whole thing because it's an actual clusterfuck. And I still think we should lynch Owen next day.
Don't plan that yet.
Yeah. You can't do that.
So we only have 2. We can only.
We have no idea who's gonna get lynched.
That's true.
8 seconds left.
That's true, but still, I just have a hunch I'm gonna die.
I have a hunch I'm gonna die.
I mean, yeah.
All right, formal's over. Are we rescinding or pushing to a vote?
I'm pushing it to a vote.
We should.
All right, put your hands down.
Making a mistake.
If you would like to vote to lynch Sheever, please raise your hands.
Pizza time.
Heads up. Sheever, you are dead.
Who did not vote?
Only Merlini. Only Merlini.
Okay. Town, put your heads down. I have to ask Charlie a question, and then you will be going to sleep.
Music.
Nice little sleeper. All right, Mafia, please raise your heads. Please select your first kill. Please select your second kill. Mafia heads down. Cop head up. Who would you like to check? Cop head down. Medic head up. Who would you like to save? Medic head down. Vigilante head up if you would like to use your shot. Vigilante, head down. Town, you may wake up. No one has died.
Wow.
Okay, who's medic?
Who's
I
medic?
am medic.
Who did you save?
Myself, obviously.
Okay.
Who'd you save in the rounds?
Gambit.
Yeah.
Okay, I can explain this. So the first night I saved myself. Then I saved Ken. Then I saved K-pop. You shot him, and the Mafia killed Ken because they knew I saved him and him. This is why I knew you were legit. Because you actually double tapped him. You were the second.
So at that point, there were still 3 Mafia in the game.
Yeah.
After we killed Conrad.
So who did
Yeah.
we kill after?
So we assume Gods was Mafia.
God was Mafia, 100%. Otherwise I would be dead because they double tapped me, or there's someone else dead.
Or is this another Gambit? Could JJ be Mafia?
No, because no one died. Mafia would never.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you're right.
And that's the only reason I wanted to kill Owen so hard.
Okay.
Because I know.
So who did you save last night?
Yeah, himself.
Myself.
You saved yourself.
I'm gonna die this night.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll check it out.
I mean, I fucking tried. I saved Ken. Whatever.
Okay,
It's fine.
so are we thinking? God, this is so difficult. Actually.
We're trying. Who would kill Pimp?
Well, I mean,
Every Mafia.
He was kind of the confirmed talent that a lot of people were talking about. So from a Mafia perspective, he's been contributing a lot. And I think he's a fair kill.
It was him or I.
Yeah.
What? Why you?
Because nobody accused me other than Sheever.
Okay.
A lot of people had
Nobody
positive
accused me
town
at all.
reads.
No, she would.
She recused me? Oh, okay.
I'm still suspicious of Owen.
I'm still suspicious. God, I don't know who I'm suspicious of. Fuck.
Well, Owen was backing up Parker.
Yes.
Did you sway your decision now? I mean,
I guess logically, he has to have been. He was the only one that died after that.
as long as Pimp is definitely medic, that means Parker's
It's
definitely Mafia.
practically guaranteed at this point.
Yeah. Is there other ways that it could have worked out?
Unless
I'm trying to think.
Unless he's fake claiming medic, for example.
But then
Yeah,
I match it, then I didn't kill someone.
Yeah, but I mean, but is that like? I guess when you think about it in the terms of the game, that's usually.
It's.
an
I'm just saying it'd have to be somebody else that was here.
There is a medic still alive. JJ could be fake claiming, but there is 100% a medic.
That's
Wait, what? He couldn't have fake claimed. He can't have fake claimed.
He can if somebody
it's
else
too late.
here is it. I was just saying that was the only continuity error
No,
that
no,
could
but-
have allowed for that.
But no, but if he fake claimed medic and he was Mafia, then he didn't shoot anyone. Can Mafia do that? Because no one died. No one
He
died.
can't not shoot someone.
Yeah. Yeah. So he can't fake claim. Yeah. So he can't fake claim.
Yeah.
So he has to be, unless he's a town fake claiming medic, which makes no sense. Yeah. So you're medic. Yeah.
I must be the medic because I said.
Yeah. Exactly.
Alright, let's go.
Well, you checked the rules, so I guess that could have been something like that.
That's just not allowed.
Alright,
Mafia can't kill themselves.
Sorry, I'm gonna be the townie time cop. I unfortunately am gonna be short on time soon, so I'm just gonna get out the intel I can before I might be lynched/killed, or just at least encourage that we move forward with our highest suspicions. Which are we throwing it to the way of OD because he was affiliated a lot with Parker before, or are we still looking at people like me, like quiet people? I'm happy to put out whatever.
I think it's
can.
more likely that someone that agreed that Gods was, just because it was a far majority. I actually think it's less Owen because of his information that Gods was actually Mafia.
Okay.
Because it'd be stupid for him to be the only dissenter, aside from me. But I can dissent because I'm confirmed town. So he is.
Was there someone that didn't think Conrad was Mafia, but they thought Gods was Mafia? Is there someone that thought Conrad wasn't Mafia, but Gods was Mafia?
I was the only one.
Besides, so you were the only one.
I was the only one that didn't think that Conrad was Mafia.
And by proxy, you didn't think Gods was
I
Mafia
didn't think
either.
he was, but after he has to be. There's
Okay.
no way that he isn't.
So there's nobody that, like, if you follow the game logically, almost every person that is sound will make the decision that we made in terms of killing Conrad, in terms of killing Gods after that.
Yes.
There's absolutely no reason that anybody that has done it over here, I'm not clearing anybody by any means, but I'm just saying there's no way that anybody doesn't make that play, whether you're Mafia or not. That's the only thing I'm saying right now. Like,
Yes, but I think it's less suspicious of the people who don't make the play, which is only him and me. But whatever. I think it's far more likely the Mafia just blend in. It's like, oh yeah, Gods with Mafia, and they.
Who was the person who died the night Hotbid died? I was.
Brian did.
Brian, okay, so.
That was the.
I'm just okay. The only possibility I know this is a kind of shot in the dark, but if Hotbid was Vigilante, there's still a possibility of
I think
Merlini.
that's-
I know it's really too much. Yeah,
I'm
just
sorry,
thinking-
Fosh. This is bullshit.
I know.
Can we kill Fosh?
Can we kill?
I'm still a little.
Can we kill
suspicious of
Fosh and
I
Owen?
mean,
Yeah,
this
I wanna
happens a
kill
lot,
Fosh.
but she's gotten to this stage of the game with contributing almost nothing as a
I
target.
want to kill Fosh.
I'm trying to just point fingers. I think it's more Zyori and.
Yeah, it's either
Yeah,
bad
I
plan.
think 90% that Merlini is.
There is
Vigilante.
100% because I am the medic. Confirmed. There is no way I'm not the
Yeah.
medic. Means Ben has to be the Vigi.
Okay. So
And you
if-
questioning this
I'm-
makes you incredibly guilty.
No, I'm just thinking about it because there's one other possibility and
No,
just
there
you
is
know,
none.
talking
There's
about
just
it.
one.
Because if Mafia double tapped and
What?
Mafia had to have killed Hotbit and then maybe if they
Yes.
used another shot on
They had
him,
to.
That's what they
and
did.
Then Vigi
Vigi shot him.
Okay,
That's
never
him.
mind. Yeah, that's right. Hotbit would have. Yeah, okay. So.
We went over this not that long ago.
I want to kill Fosh.
Okay, well then you'll have another night. It'll be a Miss Lynch, but you guys will need to pick your next target. Who's next after me for the?
Who do you want to kill?
He said, "Oh,
I think Owen. Yeah.
No, I wasn't talking about Owen. I didn't say that. The person I was going to point out is maybe Zari. I was suspecting him
I
earlier,
suspect Zari
and
too.
as soon as JJ called him out, he bandwagoned really fast. I feel like he's jumping to conclusions.
Can I just
a
point
little
that there seems to Zari seems to always be agreeing with what Frosh has been saying. That's one link that I'm seeing here.
No, you accused her last time. Andrew accused
I
her last
accused her
time.
last day, and I just accused her now."
He actually also
Yes, but
agreed
you
with
also
her.
accused me along with Frosh.
Yeah, I
Yes.
was suspicious of
These two.
Yes,
are
but you're suspicious of me as
suspicious.
well as Frosh being suspicious of me.
When we went around and we said our two names, I said you and Flosh.
Yes.
I talked about Flosh, and this whole duo with you and Merlini, I'm starting to think that you're just confused town per usual and less Mafia.
How am I confused? I feel that we've
Because
of
Gods
the
was
game by pointing out
100%
these
Mafia.
things that I've observed.
Gods was 100% Mafia, and you were one of the few that thought he wasn't for a while. So
Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
mean by confused town. So
Okay.
that made me
Okay.
suspicious
Okay.
because I think he's confirmed Mafia, you defended him. Now, after hearing all this, I'm less suspicious of you, and I'm focusing that more on Flosh.
I'm okay with
And who knows what KG's up to
I'm
over
okay
there.
with Orange on Flash, I believe.
Yep.
Wait, so let's see. How many people do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 people.
We have 2 lynches.
2 Mafia left.
I don't think Shiver was a hit personally, so I still think we have two. I almost certain we have two left.
So okay, just pick your next target then if you are going to choose.
Why don't you
I-
pick the
I
next
would
one?
choose-
You're very likely to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop
So
this. You're making me so nervous.
Sorry. I just.
And
I'm,
also
ner-
you
I'm
need
nervous.
You really
myself.
like.
Who do you want to kill?
I'm still on Owen or Zyori. These are my top two.
Pimp, who do you want to kill? Because you're the only other confirmed town.
And you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna die. And you're definitely gonna die.
I mean, either me or you die. It's pretty simple. Medic.
No, it's you, him, or Ben.
Yeah, Ben or me.
One of us die?
Yeah,
You
of
would.
course.
They would not kill me, because then you could just
Oh,
save
come
me.
on, Ben. I was trying.
Oh, I
Because
guess.
look, I mean, come
That-
on, like
that is
honestly,
so inc-
honestly. Okay, so this is my reason. This is why I want to kill Coddle Guy, Fosh, Sayori, and also still
You wanna
Owen.
kill four
And for
people?
no, I don't want to kill you. I don't want to kill Maud. And for one reason alone, because actually Mafia hasn't been playing well so far. They went for the YOLO play on the day 0. They killed They didn't double stack
tap,
our
yes.
cop. That's so bad.
That
This
was-
is you didn't
Yeah,
you didn't
okay,
even consider
that's-
the play. I was trying to get you from this because I didn't want to reveal myself as medics, and then they still.
That's
they
why I was
still-
like, they didn't. Well,
Oh, that was so bad. Anyway, so this is why I think it's super inexperienced. Mafia, this is one of the reasons why I was helping in Shiva so much. I still think it's Owen. I still think it's Fosh. Sorry, or him. And the problem is, I'm gonna die.
Who
So
don't you think it is? Who do you think's
What-
town aside from me?
These guys are fine.
Okay, so them four.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're 4 people. We're
Okay.
Gucci. I mean, we just
I think
you
it's
guys,
okay.
You guys just have to get 1 lynch next. Okay, so I guess some more lynches
It's not
still.
that great.
We have 3 more
I think
lynches.
it's
I
the
think we have to
safest-
hit hard.
The
Anyway, it's fine.
safest is Owen.
Can you give us a rank of these
I
four?
think the safest is Flash.
Can you give us the rank of the
Okay.
four?
Yeah, that's super hard, right?
He still is the person who didn't vote for Gods, who is now
Because-
confirmed
okay.
Mafia.
Yes, I think you kind of clearing Coddle Guy makes me put him on 4th, and these 3.
Okay, can
I
you
just
rank?
1, 2, 3.
I think him defending gods actually clears him more because he's the only person. No,
What?
because there's 2 mafia left. I think it's far more likely.
Agree. There's gonna be one Mafia.
I mean,
that
it's dumb,
didn't vote
but-
for Gods that thought he was that claim was too BS. Like you have to be like right, just to save your own skin. I feel like that's. More
Okay,
like-
can we? Okay, so this is YOLO play, right? We could ride or die and just kill these 3 people.
We could.
I think.
I don't like it.
I don't like it as well, but I'm gonna die.
It's risky.
You don't make those calls. You make them
Okay,
round
Pimp,
by round.
out of these two, who do you dislike more, Owen
Mafia,
or
Pimp, come on.
Owen or Andrew?
Who do you like? Who do you
But this
dislike?
kills you kind of.
Who do you just like more, Owen or Andrew?
I want to kill Owen.
Okay. But I want to kill Fosh first.
You want to kill Fosh first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to kill Fosh first.
I mean, so you want to kill Andrew next round, right? Because you're gonna be the one alive.
I'm not sure. Pretty likely, but I definitely want to kill Fosh this round.
Okay.
I would do Flash Owen Dakota.
Okay, can everyone give 2 names? First person you want to kill, second person you want to kill. Mine is Fosh Andrew.
Mine is Fosh Andrew as well.
I think Fosh KG. Kyle guy.
Mine's Owen Sayori.
Wash Owen.
I want to go last.
I would say Fwash and Andrew.
Owen Fwash.
Wait, Fosh got a name from pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
That kind of clears her.
Dude, she's the
I think it's just straight up.
she's the only one that's arguing against clearing Owen.
I think
The only one.
Or she's doing so bad the Mafia wanted rid of her or something. I don't know.
Harsh, dude.
I don't know. You just have to be
Is are we gonna formal her? Because it was
I think it's because consider the way that the Mafia's been playing. I think they've been bandwagoning on, oh yeah, Gods was Mafia. I think they've just been blending in as a town. So I think it actually makes more sense that there's everyone on board with her. I think it's the easier play.
Ben, are you gonna
5 minutes left.
lose this game?
Probably, but that's.
You
mean,
already lost the game on the fucking.
I'm
second
sure
step.
town lost, and it was some ridiculous reason why. But whatever. Let's just do
Let's go with the Ben Wu play.
So do we have a formal on Flash?
Kill Flash. I formal Flash.
second.
Alright.
You're all right.
Defense.
I'm sure you've heard your accusations enough.
Yeah. So, all right. I just want to make sure that whatever you guys do, you're gonna go through with the plan because this is going to be a miss lynch. So the next night, either Pimp. Yeah, it's gonna be Pimp who dies. And then it's going to be between, I think, Owen and Sayori. So.
What do you think of Coddle Guy?
Coddle Guy? I feel like since Ben is confirmed Vigilante now, and he got like a kind of read on Coddle Guy, that cleared him a little bit for me, and he hasn't
I
played
had a
the
really
last
bad read on God Zone. He was Mafia, so don't trust my.
You do know Coddle Guy more, I think, right? Or you got him when you were Vigilante. You knew straight away when he was Mafia, and I feel like he's been playing pretty passive. And any accusations towards him, he's kind of just been like very calm. So I feel like he's town for me. This whole side feels town for me.
So these two.
So it's these two for me.
Okay, that's pretty consistent.
So I'm just telling
That's
you
town.
now, this will be a miss lynch. So there is the possibility. Of
Regardless,
totally
we won't know because there's definitely.
exactly.
We're almost
You're
certainly
still
there's
gonna
two
get that
Mafia.
same information. It's gonna be me dying and then Pimp dying, and then you'll be in the same circle.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
So if you guys are okay with that, just make sure you follow the plan, and then we can win.
I think they'd go through if you die. I think it just still goes.
It does.
It goes. Everything in the night.
Yeah.
They have to have two.
They have to have 2 kills to do that.
Yeah.
They'd have to have 2 kills though, so it won't happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It won't happen because they have to have 2 kills or a crazy Vigi.
Yeah. Okay. I do not.
All right. Are we pushing this to a vote? Yes, we are. Put your heads down.
Stick to the plan.
Would you like to vote on Flash? Raise your hand. Heads up. Flash is dead.
Everybody voted?
Yep, we all did.
Go to sleep. Do little mind rolls. Enjoy your pizza. Mafia, heads up. And please select your first target. Mafia, please select your second target. Heads down. Medic, head up. Who would you like to save? Medic, head down. Cop, head up. Who would you like to check? Cop, head down. Vigilante, if you would like to use your shot, please put your head up and indicate who you would like to shoot. Vigilante heads down. Town, wake up. Pimp, you are dead.
Yeah, well, that was.
Surprise, surprise. All right, let's. Yeah.
All right, so
What time is it?
we have a confirmed town in Ben.
It is 8:30.
We have a confirmed town in Ben.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, is there any way Ben is not confirmed town? I just want to make sure this is clear.
Actually, can we possibly sit around and bend that way I can see everybody's faces without having to peek in?
Yeah.
I think that makes
I don't think there's any way, considering he was obviously the medic. He saved K-pop, and K-pop died. So that means there had to be 3 taps that night. 1 on K-pop from the Mafia, 1 on K-pop from me, and 1 on Ken.
So it's 95% likely that you are.
The only other way is that
Like a domino effect.
Someone is Vigilante and they're not.
All right, if I
claiming it.
lose you, I'm okay with it. I
Yeah.
didn't lose to you last time, but I'm okay with losing to you.
Or Ken shot him as Vigilante and I faked.
Do you think we still have 2 Mafia right now?
Unlikely. I think Fwash was one personally. I don't think Shiver was one. I think Fwash was one, and I think we have one left. I think we have 2 lynches though, right?
Yes.
Wait, no.
Oh, if
no,
we,
we don't actually.
If we got a Mafia, then we have.
If there's only one Mafia,
If we
left, we'll
didn't,
have 2.
Okay.
This is it.
Personally, I think Fwash, Conrad, and Gods were the 3 Mafia. I think we only have 1 left. I'm curious what people think about Mott, partially because of the leaning back thing. How clear does Mott? JJ was the one that spoke very confidently for you.
Dude, listen, I've done everything by the book as a townie for the entire game. There's absolutely no reason to suspect me whatsoever.
Well,
Even
so then what was
JJ
the deal
said-
with all this stuff?
Because I'm nervous. This is a very tense game. You will often see me do this, which is also a tick that I have because I have attention deficit. I can't sit still, dude. It's a very big issue.
Okay, since I'm the only confirmed town, I think we should also go on the reads of the other confirmed town. That is the people that are dead.
Yes.
Squash wanted to kill you 2, which I'm okay with. Pimp also wanted to kill you 2, which I'm also okay with. Yeah. Carl guy was.
We said we should go off the confirmed town, and
she wasn't
you started with Fwash. You just said
Oh,
she
sorry,
wasn't.
not
She was
Fwash.
not even close to confirmed town.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I think we should go off the confirmed town was Pimp, and Pimp wanted to kill you 2.
I still think you're.
Sorry.
I still think you're Vigilante. Almost.
I'm
100,
I'm
but
just stupid.
That way. You're not notorious for making verbal blunders like that, and you've made a few this game,
I
which
have.
makes me.
But there's no way I'm not Vigilante.
No, but damn it, stop fucking with me,
Yeah,
man.
I'm sorry. Anyways, I think we should go off what Pimp said because he's obviously medic and he wanted to kill you 2. He trusted Mott, he trusted Purge, and he kind of trusted him because of me, but my reads have not been that great. So
Okay.
take that as you will. I think the order of priority goes you 2 and him because the 2 confirmed down me and Pimp both think that these 2 are sketchy.
I'll generally.
Actually, I don't think Owen's that sketchy. I think you're more sketchy.
Okay, so yeah, of all the top names, my name and Owen's name came up the most. I am a little bit just paranoid about us all being played by Purge, even though I don't really have a great reason why.
I
Part of it
have
is
a good
this look.
reason why it's not.
Why?
Because I think that Purge would have double tapped the cop and not
Okay.
one shot him and one shot him.
I do
think
believe
that's
that.
a very good reason.
That's actually true. I really do believe that. So I wonder why have I been so suspicious? What have I done that you said I was bandwagoning earlier, and I'm not sure. I mean, we all kind of bandwagoned
All right,
on Gods. I
so
don't
let
know if
me
that's-
let me overview the whole game in very quick terms. First round, shitloads of people, tons of discussion, but nothing really sticking
I
heavy.
didn't do too much
and
of
you didn't
that.
talk, which is fine because there's a lot of
admit
people that don't talk round 1. Round 2 comes out, double cop, shit gets crazy. Much less people talking, mostly focused on Gods,
Yes.
Conrad, and K-Poptosis. Again, okay that you weren't talking,
Well,
but
after
after
that round, I was very vocal about saying I think K-pop is real and I think Gods is Mafia.
Okay,
I said that very
that's-
loudly, very early.
Okay, that's fine. But the round after, we heard almost nothing from you. And those were some crucial rounds when we're talking about Shiver, and we're talking about Fwash, and we're talking about Owen.
Who did we end up lynching in round 3?
That was Shiver, I believe, and then we did Fwash.
Shiver, okay.
So I feel like these last couple rounds, and especially like that round, I believe when Shiver got killed, you were jumping on. First you were like onto Owen, and then the medic came out, and then all of a sudden you were like onto Fwash.
I was.
That was
Owen
your bandwagon. That I
Owen
felt.
was my number 1, and I believed what basically Merlini says. I believe that Merlini is Vigilante, and when he talks about Owen as being somewhat more cleared because of the way he went about misguided with Gods. So I thought they were aligned, and I'm now being swayed by the Merlini force, basically. It's because I trust Ben. That was why I bandwagoned.
I will agree that Andrew did come out right away. And, well, I don't know if he came out right away. It was kind of more after we had all discussed what Gods was. Like whether he was bullshitting or not. Can anybody remember back to like that round where?
I probably wasn't the first person to say he's definitely, but I mean, I never flip flopped on that. I was very clear cut and stuck to that the whole time.
I think it's possible. Like, I'm not saying you're for sure Mafia, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities to say K-pop sold it way better than Gods did, just on the first pass.
If we believe Fwash is Mafia, Andrew and Fwash were the ones that said, okay, we both believe that Gods, like they had a story about how they jumped and they came together. And,
I had a story about that.
Okay.
Well, they also were both front row to it, so it would
That's
be
fair.
a bit awkward if they both didn't share the same story. It
Yeah, we
would-
were literally
would bring
sitting, like,
suspicion
between them.
onto one of them. It's like, well, weren't you right there? You'd be able to see if he was clammy and his heart was beating in his neck and all that.
I mean,
I want to go back to Parker. So Parker outed Conrad as a Mafia. He's like, he wanted to kill him, which is strange because they were both Mafia. He cleared Charlie first, me second, Will third, Pimp fourth. All of those were correct. Okay, one other thing that he said was that he also agreed that Dakota was kind of safe. Do you guys agree with that or not?
Gods?
Yes, because he kind of cleared.
I remember at one stage, like literally right before he died, he called out me and Dakota.
As safe?
No, as...
No, I'll admit, he thought I looked a bit scummy, he said. Mildly scummy.
God, I don't know.
I remember that. So I'm trying to think of whether that information is useful to us as to whether or not we can kind of write you out guys off at town, because all of his reads were actually correct up until you two, which makes me a little bit more suspicious of you two.
I'm going to bring up random new intel, I guess. It is possible that we did 2 Mafia and it could be just 1 now, right?
That's correct. That's
so they'd
possible.
be pretty nervous. Mott, you're my man. I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
I know when you're pressured to the corner in your town, you're going to get very hostile, but this was a big, big game, and then now you're pressured to be the last Mafia.
There's
that
no way
would
I'm
also.
Mafia. There's absolutely no way that I'm Mafia this game. I would have to play it so well, so unbelievably well. Even if I am stirring in my chair, there's absolutely no way
You didn't have to play well. All you had to do is sit back. There was so much shit going on that you didn't
But
have
I
to do
wasn't
anything.
sitting back. I was going at people, which I don't do if I'm Mafia. If I'm Mafia, and remember, I'm not a good Mafia. I've only been it once, and that was not great.
Who'd you really go on?
I went on Owen and Shiver at the beginning.
Everyone else was too.
Well, right. Okay. Going on me is such a terrible idea. It's not the right play. I am definitely 100% town, and
I don't know. Purge is kind of shaking his head too.
We haven't heard Owen talk.
if you go on me, you're going to lose the game. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you go on me, you're going to lose the game.
What does Owen think of Mott?
I'll be honest.
And JJ was also a fan of me, so I don't understand what the issue is.
But that was just basically a gut read from him. That wasn't there. He didn't have anything substantial other than I just get a town vibe from.
You weren't checked.
I can't explain why I'm town other than the fact that I've been doing everything that a town should be doing this game. And if you kill me, it is so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. You will lose, especially if there are 2 Mafia left. Okay.
Fake
I mean, I've got at this point, it's because it's so emotional. I feel that Cottle Guy knows more the best. I mean, what is this?
Or Cottle Guy could be Mafia and he's trying to push shit on me. Also, is something that could be happening. I honestly, he's been so shady. He's just exactly. He's done nothing.
At best neutral and at worst somewhat shady. That's my read on KG right now. Has he done anything that gives anyone a more than neutral vibe?
I feel like he's just been bandwagoning the entire game. I don't think he said anything that has been his own contribution.
Well, firstly, I'm not going to add in the hysteria yelling that happened before. I'm not about that life, so I'm going to obviously let that fire just go through and mow over. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of half in this game. I'm obviously time pressured to do other things, so it almost was getting to the buckle down point where it's like, well, do I consider doing something brash? Or, I don't want to risk handing over a life if at the end it's like, town could have won if I didn't hand myself over like that. But
I think
as far as, the only thing, like I was saying before, I'm happy to offer all my reads on everyone up to this point, so you could use that last bit of intel to see, because we're thinking there's 1 Mafia left, so I guess you have technically another lynch, so you can use that for what you want. I'm sorry if I feel like I didn't offer a lot before, but it's a big, big room, etc., lame mic excuses, but...
So if there's 1 Mafia left, who do you think it is?
Well, I went in with Owen. Mott's emotion does seem pretty damn genuine there at the end, so I guess I'm back to Owen again, ever since I did point him out that he was all about Parker, and then Ben conflicted that, but so that's my highest lead.
Like the mono motion thing, we can't be 100% sure. Like he won a couple Mafia games today in the 6-person. I think he has it in him. I'm not saying 100%, but don't just because he got upset and he did a good job. It's not.
Those 6-person games were completely different, though. 100%. They were with people that I knew. We had a full Moonduck one as well.
Do you not know everybody here?
I do, but it's just not as much. I've been around all of you guys besides Owen for a long time, but Owen's the only one that I haven't been around. And maybe even you. I haven't played that much Mafia with you either. And Dakota rarely plays Mafia either as well. So it's a completely different situation, and I don't think you can compare the two. I don't think it's smart, and I don't think we should be focusing on me. That's the only thing I'm saying. It's actually just ridiculous. There's no way that I could go this long being town with making all the correct decisions as a town player. Everything I did was correct town.
My gut tells me it's Owen, and the reason I don't think it is because I trust Merlini, and I think he's kind of confirmed town, but Ben's made so many bad fucking calls this game, I'm not sure that I can really trust that.
I mean, as I said, I don't see why you feel that I'm playing any different to any of the other games. I am town. I know that we're very close to winning here.
See, I like that you immediately go
I-
to a defensive that you're not playing different, because I didn't accuse you of playing different.
No, I know you didn't. I'm just using that as a basis of my argument why I'm not Mafia. I'm not saying that you said that I was playing different. I'm just using that as evidence why I'm telling this game. And I at this point, I really don't know. It's hard for me to input because obviously my input previous games has been totally wrong. This is a very crucial part of the game. I don't know who to appeal to try and join forces with me. I don't know who to direct.
This is
the
reminding
town
me a
towards.
lot of the slacks from yesterday and the day before, where he would preface everything with, "Now I'm an idiot. You don't want to trust me, but," and Owen just kind of said that, and a lot of people got burned realizing that learning curve with slacks. I think that's a line that Owen hasn't used quite as much relative to how much he's used it in this game, and it makes me nervous.
I've literally only used it like the last 2 rounds.
Somebody turn that off.
Hey. All right.
Hey, I'll go over.
My reads are based on how everybody's acting. I think it's one of you two guys, but I think that Owen's hard push to defend gods, and then it came out with the medic defending him, basically saying like it is 100% gods. I don't think that's something that a Mafia player would do because it's way too obvious. So I don't think it's Owen. I think it's Andrew.
I'm down with kill Andrew.
Okay. I mean,
All right.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. But.
I mean, I definitely understand why you think I'm giving off a scummy vibe, especially that it's down to this group. I want to try to take lead and talk and push it out. I'm having trouble reading this group. I'm just been suspicious of almost everyone.
Prove to us that you're town. Stop like you're like talking about stuff that isn't important.
So what is important?
You
I mean,
have,
I feel like
you have to convince us that you're town.
Yeah, so since it's gotten down to the smaller group, I feel like I've been leading this pretty well. I was pretty aggressive against Fosh. I've been questioning Owen this whole time. The only person that I'm convinced of is Merlini. And that was why I've been sort of flip-flopping on Owen. As I said before, I trust Ben this game because I'm almost positive he's Vigilante. So outside of that, I've just been trying to get as much info out of this round as possible. I think we only have one Mafia left, and that's why I've been talking a lot and pressuring people. I just want somebody to have a tell. We're down to 6 people, and it feels like we're sort of going in circles. So
2.5 minutes left in the round.
I'm abiding by, I said I talked to Conrad about this last night. You got to be a little scummy to find the other scum, and that's what I'm trying to do.
How did you be scummy?
Well, just in this, I feel like there's more suspicion on me in this round than the last round. Those are the two where really like my name rose in the ranks, and I think that correlated with the more that I talked and the more that I kind of.
I think there was quite a lot of suspicion in the last round.
That's not why. It's
this round and last.
I mean, I was the only person to call you out first initially when we went around,
and
then medic came out, and then everything changed basically, and went heavily from Owen to heavily towards Fwash with some side benefit going towards Zaire Phil. So like there was pressure on you last round as well.
I just mean it was moving.
It's just
I don't mean
it was way harder on Fwash.
Yeah.
I just feel like you're not saying much of substance. Honestly, I don't. Like you're not selling me right now.
I mean, part of that is because, as I said, I really don't have great reads outside of Ben. If there was somebody that I really thought was it, Owen is my number one suspicion, and this isn't a very convincing speech.
Did Fosh
I know that it
accuse
isn't.
you or Andrew?
Fosh did accuse
to the death. To the death, basically.
Yeah, she
that
kept
was
saying OD. She kept going, what's the next plan? Kill OD. Kill
Yeah,
OD.
that was her most obvious tell, in my opinion.
Yeah, I still want to kill Andrew.
All right, I'll formal Andrew.
I'll second Andrew.
There is a formal on Andrew. Anyone would like to give him accusations or?
I mean, I pretty much just
I feel like we just gave you.
Yeah, we pretty much just did. The last thing that I basically want to say is after hearing all of this, my final reads, I still think Ben's Vigilante. I think Maud is pretty town after that. KG I can't read, but he's just so damn cool, calm, and collected. I have trouble believing he's the last Mafia. After all of this, I am most suspicious of Purge. And I think you all are going to kill me. It's a fucking mistake, but
okay. I'm down.
I think it's Purge.
Heads down. Time to vote on whether you believe that Andrew should be lynched. If you do, please raise your hand. Andrew, head up. Everyone has voted for you. You are dead. Go to sleep. Mafia, heads up. Who would you like to kill? Mafia heads down. Cop head up. Who would you like to check? Cop head down. Vigilante head up if you'd like to shoot someone. Vigilante head down. Medic if you'd like to save someone. Heads up. Medic head down. Everybody wake up. Traps, you are dead. Mafia has won.
Yes!
These two motherfuckers right here.
Fuck this shirt, man.
Great job, Mafia.
Yo,
That was
sick plays. No one's expecting anything. Were you
He was linked along the entire time. He's like, that was the best thing. So you were Mafia.
That was such a. There was no reason to come out like
God's on the count.
And you were too. Yeah.
God's
Get here for the big Mafia.
The winner's gone up.
You two were taking a picture. Excellent work.
I want God's.
That's
I
actually
want
fucking
Bird.
hilarious.
I want Marine.
Bird saved the game. Ben, what was that? What was that? I don't know.
He was so tilted from last game that he's just like, fuck it.
I couldn't believe he shot Brian. I was so sure that Brian was the cop. I know that was not the reason. You really did. I said out watched the so fun and got that game was so funny. That was some good shit.
I'm always happy when Mafia wins. I'm not playing. That was some pre-2-2 shit. You went from having a Vigi shot and a medic save on the cop who lives another day against him a chick. Yeah. Vigi lowest shot and we lost our cop. And we got away from the
That was the worst play ever.
We lost. It's over, man.
I wanna see the.
Stick around, yeah.
Who wants to lead? Charlie?
We're live.
Yeah.
So.
We're live. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
All right. So, that was the last game of the day. Let's go over it. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Did you guys have a nice game? I know K-pop did for sure. Like I'm sure he wasn't tilted at all. We don't have playback by the way, so it's hard for us to hear each other.
Yeah,
if that's
it's,
a button.
yeah, it's a little quiet, but
rough game for K-pop.
Yeah,
Rough game for me.
I think see the thing is I obviously got relatively lucky in my very first 2 checks, Charlie dying, because then I was able on the first day to clear Ken, and so I was able to kind of pocket Ken early, and so that was great, and I kind of was able to lead him and say like I trust you, make your reads, be comfortable, and that was good. And then I got really lucky in checking Conrad and him being Mafia, which was great. And then how we got unlucky is God's had a terrible, terrible claim, but he made the amazing decision to say that he checked Ben. Because Ben was Vigilante, and I had cast suspicion on Ben.
But he didn't know that.
No, that's what I'm saying. But since he was cleared and Ben knew he was town, he's more likely to believe God's over me because God's has told him information that is true.
It was,
You
it
get what
was
I'm
sort
saying?
of a soft pocket.
Did that actually work, Ben? Did you believe God's more because of the fact that he said you were town? Because I feel like that's way too
I
straightforward.
kind of did, but I thought it was slightly more likely that he was fake claiming because I thought it was idiotic for Gods to just out himself and Conrad as Mafia.
Which
at
it that was. point. It was really dumb.
I was like, he's not that
so bad.
But like the Vigi shot was such a gambit, though.
No,
such a gamble.
wait, we're moving too far. Still talk early. Like the Gods coming out was really bad because he was also one of the most confirmed town unanimously. So I was like, okay, we're gonna lose Conrad. We're still gonna have 3. Gods seems pretty town. I had mostly good reads. K-pop or Cuddle Guy was like under the radar because he doesn't talk that much.
I feel
so
like
it was
both
just so
of you
dumb.
were
It
under
was so
the
dumb.
radar at that point. I talked about it with Conrad after. He said, "You guys should have just let me go. Let me go. Don't
Yeah,
save me."
totally.
You
Conrad
still
was
would
gone.
have had 2 kill power as well.
Yeah.
All right.
And we
let's,
coulda
let's, let's get the man of the hour in here.
Yeah, I'll go. Okay.
God's YOLO play. Oh my God, what happened?
All right, Gods, what the fuck was that?
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why that is incredibly sad.
You were like confirmed town, and you went for the YOLO play, and you were nervous selling it. I thought that was apparent. I'm sure you knew it as well.
Yep.
You got jumbled. You had like 5 mistakes, and normally any of them would be the death nail in anybody, but somehow you convinced like 3 people that you weren't even evil.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe.
I convinced 3 people and the one person who mattered. So
I was like, there's no way he's stupid
Yeah,
enough to
that
out
was-
himself and Conrad, 2 Mafia out of 4. with that play. I was like, that would be so previous level, but it was.
It was.
So that's really all it was for you. Is that you don't believe that he was dumb enough to do that, so it had to be real.
Yes, I was like, I don't believe that both of them would be Mafia, because that's him coming out pretty much confirms. If I don't believe him, is pretty much Conrad and Parker both Mafia.
So the interesting point in there for me was there was a point in that discussion where they said at least two of those three, Conrad, Parker, and K-pop, at least two of those three were Mafia. I think that's what everybody thought except for you.
No, I thought that.
No, there's a point where you said I only think one of them.
K-pop could have been fake claiming, and then Conrad could have been town, and then he could have been real cop. That's not that unreasonable.
Okay, so in your world, only K-pop was the fake.
I think that was the more likely of. So it's either K-pop fake claims, or he fake claims, and his fake claiming outs two Mafia, whereas K-pop's fake claim only outs himself. So I was like, Mafia would try and give up as few as possible. If they out two, then they lose kill power, and I was like, that's pretty reasonable.
I mean, he's not wrong there, but
he's not wrong.
Like it's not unreasonable for like out of the whole group that one person believes that. Like I don't think that's weird. The incredibly cosmetic lucky thing about it was that he happened to have a shot. And he was confident enough to shoot the other guy.
I think
and that's what changed the game.
The thing that's crazy for me is that
I actually
didn't wait until the next day to see what the results for. You just went for it.
I didn't think my shot would matter that much because I was almost positive that if K-pop were cop, he would have gotten double tapped. So then he just would have died anyways, and my shot wouldn't have mattered, and I wouldn't have to say anything. So I was like,
that was a good point.
I mean, it matters in the sense that if you don't use it, you still have your shot.
Yeah, but I was like, this way, like I'm almost like, if both of them die, we get one Mafia. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. If he dies, I waste my shot, but at least I am almost positive that Gods is Mafia, right? Because then they double tap Brian, which is completely okay. But on the off chance that they don't double tap the cop and the medic saved him, that was the only situation that I got boned, and it was super unlikely. And I
don't know that it was super unlikely.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they double tap the cop? I think that's.
We knew Hoppin had been saved the
talk
previous
about
night.
it. I'll talk about the double tap. So if I know Gods is Mafia and Conrad's already dead, I from my perspective, Gods is dead next round no matter what, which means we lose our kill power. If we double tap the cop, okay, we fucking kill the cop, but we're really far behind at that point. Once you have 2 people left and there's like 12 people or 14 people and you have to go one by one, you're fucking lost. Like you're gonna find him.
At that point, you also have to kill Ken.
Yeah. Well, we knew he couldn't be saved because we tried to kill him the night before. I actually didn't want to kill K-pop at all. I was like, I went to kill Ben and
I remember
Ben.
we
I pointed at Ben as well as Hoppin because I wanted those two dead.
Double tap is unlikely because in Mafia, at that point, you have to kill Ken.
It's our last double kill as well.
Yes,
so.
he is confirmed town. He's also incredibly strong.
Yeah.
A strong player. If you look at the rest of the town games, how Mafia has won are that there are no strong town left.
Yeah. Like once I got to late game, it felt, no offense to anybody, but it was easy because I wasn't suspected. And I had already proven myself as Mafia against some of those players like Mott and Zaire.
I think it was the one thing we did well together is that I set it up so that there wouldn't be suspicion on you, and you did really well by just throwing me completely under the bus. You were like, fuck Gods, he's Mafia.
At some point,
and it worked out perfect.
The reason I did that is because Blitz went super fucking ham on you, and I was like, okay, if I counter anything about Gods, Blitz is going to go ham on me before I kill him.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, I don't remember the kills, but I got confused. I don't know if it was mod error or if I got confused. But that night where K-pop got shot by Ben, I thought that we shot Blitz and Ken. That's what I remember.
I don't even know who we shot. I pointed at I did a double point, and then someone said no, and
so
now
when
I woke
up and it was
because of Greg,
and I woke up and it was K-pop dead and Ken, I was like, okay, so medic couldn't save.
Well, the Vig came out then, so I was like, oh, Vig killed Brian. I don't know. I guess the medic saved our other kill. I didn't know who he targeted.
I thought for sure. I knew medic was in the game, and I thought he had saved Will.
At the end of the day, that was insane, and we live in a world where a fake cop claim worked, where he says, I'm cop because of COP.
He got a shot on
We live in a world where COP works.
Didn't you actually also like change the people you voted on or something? You did some like crazy shit. Didn't you, at one point didn't you change like you're like, oh, I tricked you guys. I'd actually voted on these 3. Didn't you do something like that? I might have missed it, but
I'm
No?
not, I'm not
Okay.
sure what you mean. What do you mean by voted
There's-
or checked?
Like, I thought at first you were like, oh, I checked these 3, and then later you're like, no, I was just fucking with you. I checked actually these 3.
No, no,
No, he
No?
didn't do
Okay.
that. Well, another thing that convinced me that he was real, because he actually wanted to kill Conrad too. He was like, I haven't checked him, but I still want to kill him.
He
I
softed
thought
into
Conrad
it.
was. I mean, I was throwing Conrad under the bus from the start. I was like, fuck Conrad.
Were you? Or I thought you
I
softed
voted
into
him.
it.
I didn't go hard
No,
on him, but
'cause
I was one of
like,
the like few people.
It's
who
so
voted him.
weird for him to fake claim cop, clear a bunch of other people, and still want to kill Conrad. I was like, this is.
Instead of K-pop. Is that what you're saying? Well, he said K-pop first. I guess
All
that
right,
kind of
so
makes sense.
Let's go down to the late game.
Okay.
It's you and it's Cuddle Guy at the end. You have a bunch of weak town, I suppose. OD Pixel. OD Pixel.
That wasn't as bad as his normal games. I think he did all right. Like,
I think you know there's an incredibly highly upvoted thread right now that says if OD Pixel would do the opposite of everything that everything that he thinks in his head, he would be the greatest Mafia player ever. Agree? Disagree?
He had one game where all his reads were like really good. Then since that game, it's been a complete opposite.
I don't remember that game, but
well,
it was day
I mean,
one, I think, or day
in
2.
the late game, it wasn't OD that was the clincher. I mean, it was the trifecta of Shiver, OD, and Ben being a different group that allowed me to focus on them being different. Like, I kept bringing up the fact that OD. How long did I talk about Shiver and OD, thinking that Gods was clean? I knew that didn't make sense. That was like a diversionary tactic. It's like, why would we talk about that? It's not that important.
Well, and Ben made the point like, okay, that makes Owen more town, which I think was good.
No, that was only when the medic came out. Before the medic came out, I just pressured the shit out of that because it wasted time and because it wasn't that important. What I should have said if I was town was I go for reads. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. OD was obviously bad town, blah, blah, blah. Shiver's bad town. Ben made a bad call, whatever, and he's sticking with it. But I just diverted for a long time, and it allowed us to get to a point where the diversionary tactics were on the wrong people. So we got either Shiver or OD, and then after that, luckily, Pimp had a town read on me, and then we got to push everything away. I thought Cuddle Guy was really obvious, in my opinion. He talked by far the least, and nobody pressured him. If I was in that final five, I would have killed.
He hasn't played that much,
I think
so.
people just didn't have enough data on him at that point, and I think other people had so much more heat on them. Yeah, I mean, Dakota just flew right under the radar.
Yeah, he was safe to have. I was scared that he had to go.
I think even if they lynched one of either Cuddle Guy or Purge, it was still going to be really
Yeah,
tough. It was still
so.
very Mafia
Super
favorite.
close.
They kill Cuddle Guy that day. I think Purge wins. They kill Purge that day. I think it's like 50-50 maybe.
Yeah, but I was really glad that we didn't have to get to that because I just knew if we killed one more person that the game ended, and I didn't want a chance going down to like 1 versus 4. Or 1 versus 3. It's way too
I just
scary.
want to say that all the town that have been wearing your stupid fucking Zephyr shirts have lost.
You're talking, so like everybody?
Yes. Ever
Okay.
since you passed those out, all the town have been wearing the Zephyr shirts. All the Mafia haven't.
It's true.
Greg, you. Oh, I guess the only person was Ken. But when
Conrad
he
was
was
Mafia.
he was
Conrad.
zipped up. Okay. All right.
But
Good try though.
Whatever. Majority.
Yeah, okay. The only other thing that I want to talk about was I thought about throwing Cuddle Guy under the bus in the last group because I thought he was super obvious and it would make me look obvious if I avoided him. But we pushed Mott super hard. Mott became tilted or emotional, and I'm sure that, and I knew that as long as I directed away from not Mott, then I could get Mott to my side. I wasn't sure which way you were going to go, and I figured that I could get OD Pixel once I buddied him by saying it. I really don't think it's him. So that's why I targeted Zaire, because I thought Zaire wouldn't be able to defend very well, and he hadn't really done much, so he's just an easy kill. People always think he's evil, so I went for him, and luckily immediately Ben agreed, and I was like, okay, we got this. And
Ben,
then it
at
was
any
over.
point did you think that Purge or Cuddle Guy could have been?
I had one suspicion because I brought it up that he kind of outed Conrad. He confirmed all the town, and I was wondering what he thought of the other two, and he actually mentioned that
That scared the shit out of me.
he was scared. He
Oh, yeah,
thought
but
that
you yeah.
He thought that Purge and Dakota were.
I also said Owen. I said Purge. At first I said Owen and Purge are strong
Yeah.
Mafia.
I couldn't
and
remember
then,
the third.
No, I said Owen and Cuddle was strong. Like I felt quite Mafia bad and Purge. Like I thought he was Mafia day one, and then I made the whole spiel about how I haven't
Yeah.
looked at him since then because there was so much other shit going on.
And I was like, what if he actually just called out all the Mafia? And I was like, no, he's not that stupid.
Right, I made a point
Made the
there
mistake twice.
I made a point there to say like day one I thought they were Mafia. Like because I felt that might make them more clear because it's like you're not going to try and put pressure on your Mafia buddies from day one, which I guess
so
I
you
did.
actually almost called out you called out three of the 4 people you called out were Mafia.
2 of the 3 were Mafia.
Yeah,
No,
it
you called
scared me so
Conrad
much
too.
when he did
wanted
that.
to kill
Oh,
Conrad.
yeah.
Yeah, so you want to kill Conrad, you want to kill him, and you wanted to kill Carl Guy and Owen. And
I was
Owen
setting
the
up
one
for
that
my
wasn't Mafia. I was
big
like-
suicide
I was
play.
just like, this is just
Dude,
real
we
bad.
tried to kill Gods at night too. I really wanted to kill Gods.
They both voted for me. If they didn't vote for me, I would have lived. That's the hilarious thing. If you guys didn't vote for me, I would have lived.
Yeah, I thought about that afterwards when I thought about the math. I was like, okay, 3,
I convinced
5.
3 people.
Like, that would have been incredible. We would have gotten guaranteed
That
extra
would have
kill.
been
and
hilarious.
That would have been crazy.
Oh.
But we actually
and then
tried
you wouldn't
to
know
kill Gods.
who's Mafia out of the people who didn't vote for me, too.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I thought we could kill Gods
Oh.
at nighttime because then we could have killed Gods, and then because nobody's done that yet during Mafia LAN, but apparently it's against the rules. If it wasn't though, then K-pop would have probably gotten killed the night after. Well, you would have killed K-pop. Both would have died. And then Ben would have been like, "I was Vigi, I shot K-pop," and then it would have been fucking
If you
crazy.
didn't, if you didn't shoot your shot at K-pop, K-pop would have lived.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because
Medic saved
Pimp
him.
saved him.
Okay.
Pimp played really well. And at that point, I don't know what the fuck would have happened.
Yeah, I mean, shit got crazy like 3 times,
Yes.
honestly.
Either way, I think that was an amazing game to end on. That was insane.
Thanks,
I think
Gods.
it had
That
a
was
little
all you.
bit of everything in it. I am super glad that everybody came to this and we did this. Thank you guys for coming. That was great. I want to get Greg and LD on here. Yeah, let's get Connie in.
You did. You guys made it happen. Congratulations. Without you, there's nothing. Oh. Hey everybody, back on the couch here with I'd say the organizers of the Town GG. We got LD, Greg, and Charlie. Thank you very much, guys, for hosting this event. It's actually been.
Are we actually? Is he on? I can't hear.
Am I on?
No, apparently there's no playback, but we.
He hears.
are on.
I hear him.
Okay, well only yours has it.
Yeah. We
I don't know.
are.
I
Well,
hear him.
somebody press something somewhere.
Somebody unplugged something. But anyway,
long story short, thank you very much, guys, for hosting this event. I think everybody was extremely happy with one another. I think the fans and the people who were tuning in were really entertained. Thank you very much, guys.
thanks for giving us your house, David.
Yes, thank you, David, for
I
giving us
think
your
honestly though,
house,
I
setting
think
up
Greg
production.
deserves the biggest shout out.
He
Greg
really does.
Greg did the most to organize the event overall. He took care of everyone. He also gets a lot of shit for no reason because
He does.
that's just
I
life.
think
Because he's just
Greg,
everyone
man.
likes him, just me, dude.
Honestly, for all the times we tease Greg and we give him shit, he's actually
Everyone got here and fed the whole time.
He is
really
actually
beyond that. What else do
really-
you want?
Honestly, he is really on top of his shit. And I think he's a really intelligent
At
guy.
What Is Hip TV.
And
Follow this man.
honestly, this event wouldn't even been close to happening if it weren't for Greg.
So if you
I
like
also-
Mafia.
I also want to give a shout out to Ken as well, who helped us a lot in planning and logistics and
Especially like the fun activities and stuff like that. That was mostly Ken.
That was mostly
Yeah.
all Ken. Of course, David set up production. This is the BTS.
Let us
house.
use his glorious house.
Thank you, Beyond the
to
Summit.
play
Thank
Mafia
you.
I plug things in.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man.
Walked around. That's actually my main job here. It's not casting or doing anything else.
Plugging and unplugging.
Plugging things in.
And certainly, lastly but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to Private Internet Access and 100 TV, and especially Tom for really giving us the funding for this.
Yep.
We like honestly in terms of events, we came up with this idea pretty last minute.
It was like a month
and
before the event.
Yeah, it was a really like
Pretty spur of the moment and
spur of the moment pitch to him. Tom believed in us enough and this project to to give us the go ahead. Like none of the like honestly, show him some love. If you need a VPN or whatever, like
If you're traveling to China, say
VPN,
for
you're
a
traveling
Shanghai
to China,
major,
anything internet related.
yeah, hit them up. They're great guys. Honestly, none of this.
Tell
would've
them
happened.
that the town sent you.
Yeah,
the town sent
tell
you.
them you got sent there by the town. Lastly but not least, like I'm, for especially for me, like this year has been pretty trying.
Yes.
And
not just you actually.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
quite a few
lot
other
of
people.
I think like all 4 of us really have had like this year has been really trying in terms of work, and to be able to really build something positive like this and have all of you guys really appreciate it and watch it. I mean, this is some Bible thump shit, but like
means a lot to us to see
Get
like
some
the
piano music
engagement
on.
levels.
Yeah.
Everybody like really enjoying the event. This honestly means a lot.
I mean, I went home to see my family for Christmas. It had been like over half a year since I'd seen them, and this was my vacation. Not going home to see my family, and I love my family dearly, but this was actually a vacation for all of us. Playing Mafia, doing what we love.
I mean,
I think it's like top
I think
three
from-
favorite things that we all like to do. Just
Like
for
I went home for 4 days, spend time with my family, but honestly, like this is also my family. Like everybody here,
Bible thump. God
I mean,
damn,
yeah,
I can't,
honestly,
I can't handle much more of this.
From my
Jesus
perspective,
Christ.
you know, it's this community, like Dota 2, and it's really been fantastic. And all of us coming together at the end of the year has been like really nice.
We got all the studios in here.
Everybody's here,
Everybody.
and I wish more people were here. I wish we could have like 100-person Mafia LAN, but I think that's just out of
Jesus Christ.
I
don't wish that.
I don't particularly.
Yeah,
wish
easy
that.
there. I mean, let's maybe pray that Mafia will become so big that this may be possible one day. But
100-person
for
Mafia
now,
LAN.
compendium crowdfunding.
Compendium
God damn
Mafia. No, but honestly, I had a fantastic time here. I want to thank everybody who's here who's not even
Yeah,
listening
a lot
to
of
us
people
anyways.
traveled quite a long distance to get here. A lot of Europeans.
A lot of people
all
that
flew
their
over from Europe.
their-
And a lot of
their
people took some
family,
time
their
off.
children for this event. Really, this was a huge group effort. There's definitely going to be a town 2.
Yep.
The town
And
2.
hopefully
The
more.
town
It
two.
actually
And hopefully
sounds like
will
a
probably
really
be-
shitty horror movie, which is perfect
Yeah,
for having,
it's just
for
great.
having a sequel.
Yeah.
The other thing that
I
Kanye
mean,
really want to shout
we'll
out.
play with the name. We'll see what happens. But there's definitely going to be another one of these. Thank you guys so much again.
Yeah, and as David was just about to say here, I want to give a really big shout out to the other Mafia communities on
Oh
Twitch.
yeah,
actually.
absolutely.
we
If
borrowed rule
you know,
sets
you guys,
from
I think
and-
everybody's really seen how much, and you guys have all seemed to enjoy this Mafia. But there are two groups out there that I really want to shout out, which is Daily Mafia and Super Mafia All Stars. Those are the two biggest ones that I've seen outside of this group.
And where can you find those
But
streams?
Super Mafia All Stars is every Tuesday, I believe, at 6 p.m. PST on Ryuzilla's stream. Lots of other famous people play on there. Me and David have been in there a lot. I played a lot. I used to play a lot on there. And then the other group is actually called Daily Mafia, and they play every single day.
And anyone can play with
And
Daily Mafia.
anybody
so if
can
you're
play.
new
And
and you're
they
terrible,
are all
you can
better
play.
than us.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, like it's video Mafia, so it is a little bit different, but you can play from home. And you know, seeing these Mafia communities grow, like it used to be one of the biggest things I used to do, kind of before I started working really heavily in Dota, just before I started doing all this. And I just really enjoyed Mafia, and I'm really happy that I was able to do it with sort of my work family, is what I like to call you guys, man. I know I just really want to say that. I mean, like, all you guys, you know, you mean a lot to me, and I think everybody here does. And bringing Mafia to Dota, which I believe, you know, the Good Studio really did at their TI hub, and sort of what we've just perpetuated over the months at various events. I'm really happy that everybody else got to experience that too. So really big shout outs to those two other communities.
Yeah,
Without
so
them,
it's twitch.tv/dailymafia and /Ryuzilla.
Yeah, on Tuesdays.
If you want to watch or possibly play.
Yeah, with a Y. RYUZIL.
So the other person who deserves a really big shout out is actually Charlie, because this was his idea originally. He's not going to shout himself out.
I know he's
It
not.
wouldn't- it
Someone's
would not
gotta
have
do it,
happened
I
without him.
guess.
Yo,
I mean, he's a bit of a fuckboy most of the time.
Wow.
But he's
Correct.
our fuckboy.
He's our fuckboy.
We're
Yeah.
stuck with him. We love him dearly. And I guess we should talk about who had the best performance at this particular edition of the town.
You know who
The
has
most
the best
successful Mafia player.
by stats
Oh God,
is
please don't.
actually Nahaz.
How appropriate.
Nahaz!
I thought it was gonna be you. God
Nahaz
damn it.
was it 6-1?
I don't
I
know,
don't-
but
I don't
he'll
really
be
know.
sure to
He
tell
is-
us in the next
Yeah.
game.
I know for
Jesus.
going into that, it was like me and Ken, I think,
Yeah.
or somebody else,
Yeah.
and Nahaz were tied, and then obviously me and Ken lost, so Nahaz is number 1.
Yeah.
Seems good. We were all very happy to see Town lose that last game.
I
Yeah,
was
me
definitely
too.
very happy.
Oh man, that game was so.
it was a
moderating that
hard-
game
Greg
was
are just sitting there like,
hilarious.
yes, our
I
stats
was
are now
dying.
relatively better.
I got put into a corner that I did not want to be put in.
I mean,
but I
you-
did
I think you did the
everything
best-
I
yeah, you
did
did the best
to
you
get
could.
out of it.
But-
No, it was a really fantastic game. It's been fantastic games all throughout this week. And once again, we can't say, thank you enough to everybody who tuned in.
Yeah, like we know you guys have other things that you can do. You can watch actual Dota, you
Or
can
just watch
just
Mafia
spend
for
time with your families. But you chose to
8
spend time
hours.
with our family, as Charlie put
Yeah.
it a couple weeks ago, and I think we're pretty dysfunctional. I don't think.
That's like an understatement.
Which is like the best kind of family.
Yeah. So thanks again, everybody. I think we're gonna sign off now. We're gonna relax a little bit. And thanks again, everybody. For,
thank
for
you guys
tuning
for
in
watching.
For this
and
past 3 days.
if you want to stay updated, I'm sure you can follow our Twitters, the Town GG. When there's more information in the future, it will definitely be on there.
You'll definitely see
definitely
something
hear
from
about it.
all of us.